to say who's on the beat, cause you should know that by now.
Tell me what I'm telling you.
Check it. Hey yo, music's on my mind, love my 59, 50, I ain't lying. Check it. Yo, this ain't a fitted song, this a get with it.
Yo, what up?
Learn to love it because it is the best thing going today.
Yo, BTV Sports, what is going on? Welcome to another edition of Yo BTV Sports, live from Bravery Studios in Garfield, New Jersey. I'm Jason Enrique, and we also got some special guests here, and we also got my man Ugo for the Ugo Boy podcast, all the way live and direct from Michigan. What up? And we also got to give a big shout out to Marv behind the glass. Thank you very much, Marv. And yeah, welcome to episode 15, everybody. So, like I said, we have some special guests in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the host of the Free Gems podcast.
Yes, sir.
We have Ez and we have Kamal. What's going on, fellas?
What's happening? We here.
Jesus here, you know what I'm saying? Formerly known as Ez, Tattoos by Ez, you know what I'm saying? Got K-Sync over here tomorrow, right?
Yes. Come on in the building, you
fellas,
know.
thank you so much for coming on. We know that you guys are big Steeler fans and certified Jet haters. So
Yes,
thank
sir.
you for coming on.
Come on now.
Cowboy haters too.
Yeah. Can we get some down to Marcos?
Nah, thank you guys though, for real, man. We appreciate the invite, man.
No,
Yeah,
seriously.
yeah. So before we get into it, well, first and foremost, Ugo, how's it going over there in Michigan? Why don't you tell the people what you're doing out in Michigan right now?
Yeah, let's talk about it. You want to run?
Yeah, what's going on?
So I'm here in East Lansing, Michigan, with the world famous Harlem Wizards. We're on tour right now.
Hey!
A nationwide tour, coast to coast, Jersey to California as usual. Nothing new in that sense.
Yeah.
They told me about this a couple months ago, so they didn't just drop it on me like they usually do.
Yeah, that's dope.
So yeah, this is 3 shows in 3 nights. We were in Shrewsbury, New Jersey 2 nights ago. We were in Millbrook, New York last night, and we're rocking here in East Lansing, Michigan.
Wow.
Here today on Saturday. So yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
That's in Michigan.
Congratulations, man. You know I'm proud of everything that you be doing, man. You got a lot of hats and everything, but you know, yeah, exactly. Big yachts. Big yachts.
Buy the merch.
Yeah, buy the merch. Hey, description in the link right now. Like, subscribe. So
Look at the bio.
Right. So before we get started with the show, just a little bit about the Free Gems podcast. So which one of you fellas want to start about what it is you guys talk about, anything and everything, and plug it real quick before we get into those.
You want to take it away?
I got it. So me as we are the host of the Free Gems podcast, and the title is exactly what it is. We want to drop gems, little stuff here and there, to help people out with everyday life. And we bring guests on and in all different walks of life who might have, accomplished something or in the middle of accomplished something great, and they can tell their story. And if it just reaches one person per episode, then we know we did a good job. We talk a lot about culture and and give our opinions on that, and it's a great fun show, and a lot of gems throughout.
Yeah, pretty much, man. It's same thing. I can repeat that, but what I'm saying is we make sure we drop at least one good gem episode. Beyond that, we do give our opinions on everyday things that are going on in the news and the culture. And when we say the culture, we mean pretty much anything. We might be talking about hip hop culture, we might be talking about sports culture, we might be talking about pop culture and what's going on in politics. We talk a little bit about everything, try to get everybody inclusive. So it's a show for everybody, all ages, all races, all sizes, all colors, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a dope show. We try to keep it diverse as possible, man. And yeah, we've been rocking out for about almost 2 years. Coming close on 2 years.
Round of applause.
Round of applause. Yeah, let's get a round of applause for the Free Gems.
So it's definitely been a consistent thing we've been doing. So man, we appreciate y'all giving us your platform to showcase our platform and talk a little bit.
Right. And I appreciate you guys having me on your podcast.
That was a great episode.
Conversation.
You dropped some great gems on
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
We appreciate you.
All right.
So you can follow us at the Free Gems podcast on Instagram.
Yes, Free Gems. Free Gems podcast. That's simple.
Also on YouTube. We're also on Apple Podcasts. We're also on Spotify.
Yes, sir.
So any way you can listen and watch us, we're there. So you can find us at the Free Gems. So
all right.
All digital platforms.
Yep, all digital platforms.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys have some merch on your links and anything?
We actually never started with the merch just yet, but that's coming soon.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Coming for 2024.
Yeah. A lot of big plans.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna open up the phone lines in about 25 minutes. The number to call call us 862-621-9536. But yeah, let's get the show started right now. And it's actually pretty fitting that you two gentlemen have joined us because, like I said, you guys are big Steeler fans.
Man.
And that was kind of a debacle that happened on Thursday Night Football against the woebegone New England Patriots. My God, have they fallen from grace?
Yes, the mighty have fallen.
Yes, exactly. So, I feel like you guys need a little bit of Steelers therapy, and I know that Steelers Nation really travels well, and I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a lot of people checking in, and get it off your chest, say it with your chest, and remember, this is a family show, so watch the curse.
No, but listen, man. First things first. Before we even get on the Steelers, I just want to say, can we just make sure we understand that Bill Belichick has been exposed and that we all understand that Tom Brady is the reason why they won the
Absolutely.
All right,
Absolutely.
cool. Let's get past that. All right. Now, Steelers, me personally, I am a Steelers fan, but I'm also not delusional. Like right now, we haven't had a quarterback since Big Ben was injured like the last year that he played.
Right.
So I don't expect nothing right now. I'm surprised we won 7 games so far. Like I still don't understand how we've done that.
That's all coaching as far as I'm concerned.
Oh,
you know?
for sure. For sure it's all coaching and because we got TJ Watt and shout out to Minka, shout out to New Jersey, you know what I'm saying? Minka Fitzpatrick. One of the best safeties in the game, you know what I'm saying? Might be the best safety in the game. But Senko's actually delusional. See, Senko actually wants to win every game and expects to go to the playoffs and do something. If we're not winning the chip, I don't care. I don't want nothing to do with it if we're not winning the chip. I don't see no championship aspirations right now. But so I'm okay. I can take a couple losses. I can take a couple bad seasons. You know what I'm saying? Senko, what's your take on the Steelers and how we looking right now?
My take is it's been hard to watch. Even the fact that even all 7 wins have been hard to watch.
Bro, we've been outgained yards wise in every game that we won. Makes no
Can we
sense.
get a little bit of Denzel? We've been hoodwinked. We've been led astray.
I don't know how it's possible. The math is not mathing, but somehow we have 7 wins.
It's just so frustrating, and my thing is I'm saying it all year. We can't win shootouts because we're never in a shootout. If our defense doesn't play lights out every game, we have no shot. It's such a short margin of victory. I mean, margin for error.
Yeah.
In every game. Turn the ball over, we might lose. If we don't play the field position battle, we might lose. The offense is just.
Truth be told, I'm better than Kenny Pickett. Like right now, you plug me in, I'm better than Kenny Pickett. I can promise you.
Marv will be a better quarterback than Kenny Pickett.
For sure, Marv.
In the beginning of the year, I was optimistic, but I haven't seen it. There hasn't been one game where I'm like, okay, he hasn't had one game like 300 yards, 3 touchdowns.
He just had Bailey Zappi. Is that his name?
Bailey Zappi.
Bailey Zappi. Yeah, he don't even got a real name. Bailey Zappi just
what a disaster.
300. He just had 300 and something yards, almost like he had 196 yards in the first half. He had 3 TD. Like I don't know what was going on with the Steelers, but listen, man, we lost. I think we lost 2 consecutive games to like a 2-8
teams.
Two win teams. It's disgusting, man.
That's the worst part because you can't talk about the failure against the Patriots without the failure against
the Cardinals as well.
Both at home.
Hold on. Let's not get too carried away because you see what the Cardinals did to y'all. Let's not.
Can we get a savage?
I mean that was in Arizona though.
Yeah, but it's still Arizona though.
I'd be damned if they would have came to Dallas.
Y'all lost to
they came to y'all crib.
Joshua Dobbs beat Joshua Dobbs. That's all I gotta say. Joshua Dobbs.
And it's actually funny. It's actually funny when you think about it because you see James Conner had a revenge game, and now Juju just had his revenge game.
Yeah.
In Pittsburgh.
Oh wow.
Both back-to-back weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And Mitch Trubisky, man, I don't want to see any more Mitch Trubisky. I don't want to see any more Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
What was going? My question is, what was going through your front office mind when they decided to run that back with Mitch Trubisky? they saw the Mitch Trubisky tape and they're just like, you know what? We want some more of that.
Yeah, and listen, I'm a Jets fan, so I know the definition of insanity is trying things over and over again and hoping for a different result.
Yeah,
and you guys took a page from the Woody Johnson book right there.
Listen,
I don't know what we were doing, man.
Listen,
like y'all saw the Mitch Trubisky tape. Decided to sign him, saw more tape, and decided to bring him back.
Listen,
and you guys fired your offensive coordinator and still nothing.
He needed to go. They didn't have a 400 yard total game since he was the coordinator.
That's disgusting.
Hey, yo, Marv, get those trashes going, man. It's time.
But my thing is when you talk about Mr. Trubisky, so you got to think the position the Steelers are in, right? They Big Ben just retired. You know, they're going to draft a quarterback. So let me bring in this veteran presence who can be the starter until the young guy's ready. But Mr. Trubisky was so bad. They didn't have a choice. He was supposed to be the starter last year, and they were going to let Kenny Pickett, you know, come on, string along. But Mr. Trubisky was so bad they had to start the young guy.
You know what I level up to? It's almost like the allegory that I like to use is like you got groceries from a 5-star supermarket and it's being cooked by Chef Boyardee. That's exactly what's going on.
I like that.
Well, actually, your GM is like shopping at. He's getting great value. And he's trying to explain. He's trying to convince your fan base. Yo,
this is not Coca-Cola. This is RC Cola. You guys are drinking right now.
He's over here trying to convince that like Fizzle Pop.
No, but
yo, guys, this is
Listen,
this
hey,
is the new thing.
Nah,
bro.
Get a couple trashes in there.
Listen, Omar Khan, the GM, has had some wonderful moves. Don't forget, he got a 2nd-round pick with Chase Claypool.
Yeah.
You feel me?
A second-round pick with Chase Claypool.
Actually,
who's a healthy scratch, by the way.
Actually, it was technically a 1st-round pick because
Hey, yo,
I like that.
technically.
Wait. The same Chase Claypool who they drafted over Jalen Hurts.
Wait.
Oh!
Okay.
Oh,
wait,
savage.
I don't like that. Don't do that right now. But wait, can we, before we get past Mitchell Trubisky, we had to have a moment of silence for the Chicago Bears because they didn't get Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson.
But they chose Mr. Trubisky. No, they traded up to get Mr. Trubisky.
Yeah, they traded up.
He was the 2nd overall pick.
Yes. Let's make sure we always acknowledge that the Chicago Bears might be the worst quarterback franchise ever. They have never had an elite quarterback ever.
Well, the Jets would like to say, "Hold my beer."
Yeah, and right now the Steelers. I'm sorry, yo, the Steelers in the conversation, man. I hate to break it to y'all.
But in the conversation for the drafting franchise, or are you saying we
talking about
quarterback
right
history?
Right now.
The worst.
This is my question to y'all.
Because we got 2 Hall of
What
Famers
is
in our
the
history.
plan? What is the plan post Big Ben?
Okay.
Is it still Kenny Pickett? Because
No, absolutely
I'm not sure.
I'm not
sure.
The picket fences are coming out. The picket fences are coming out.
I don't see it. I don't see it now. And it's in a strange situation.
I don't see it.
It's just they're in a strange situation because think about it. It's his 2nd year. We were going to see how he played out the rest of the year to decide, but now he's hurt.
Yeah.
Now he's not even playing.
Yeah.
So now, you know, you go in the offseason, or now there's a lot of nice young quarterbacks who are going to be available in the draft. There's going to be there's like 5 or 6. 3 of them they're probably not going to get. But there are quarterbacks in this draft class. So now are you going to go after another quarterback? Are you going to fortify the O-line? You know, so there's a lot more questions than answers.
Maybe you guys shouldn't have got rid of Josh Dobbs after all then.
Yeah, that's where you messed up at, right?
Because you guys selected him and then you just threw him away.
My problem, I have a lot of problems with Pittsburgh. Because again, my girl's from Pittsburgd. I lived in Pittsburgh. I'm very familiar with the Pittsburgh culture.
Well, you call the Philadelphia Eagles the Philadelphia Eagles. So what would you call the Steelers? Like the Sickberg or something like that?
I have no hate for the Steelers. I have no hate toward the Steelers.
Okay.
Now, don't get it twisted. The Steelers hate the Cowboys just like everybody.
Yeah, for sure. It's been beef for a long time since the 70s.
I have no hatred. I've got no hatred or vitriol toward the Steelers whatsoever. Actually, I love the stadium. I love the culture.
Yeah, I love the coach.
Fans, they're passionate about it. I visited whatever it's formerly Heinz Field.
Oh yeah, I forgot something else. I forgot.
It's Acrisure Stadium. It's always Heinz Field.
But you know, it's almost like MetLife Stadium. Everybody always knows it as Giant Stadium. You know, that's exactly what it's like.
Acupuncture Stadium.
We're not doing that.
Get it down to Marco for that one.
We went to locker rooms. We went on the field. We went in the museum. It was dope. It was fire. You know what I mean? I love the city on top of that. So I have no problems with the team and with the culture. My problem is with your front office and this whole Steeler way. Yeah. This whole Steeler way of like loyalty and just riding. And again, your OC that you guys wrote it out with for 50 years or whatever, who is trash. Can I get trash back? Can I get trash back? He's trash. Like again, can I get a tell me when I'm telling lies?
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
This is what y'all do. Y'all pick somebody, and then y'all just ride it out with him.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
like,
that's
you
what we
do
do.
it with players. You guys do it with players.
Yeah.
You do it with front office people. You do it with coaches. You do it with executives. You just like the Steeler way. And I'm just like, yo, if a guy's not good, he's not good.
Yeah.
Like, why should he have job security just because he's a Steeler? It doesn't make that part to me is trash. And that to me, that is setting you guys back. That sets you guys back.
Can I respond to that?
Go ahead.
So all right, my thing is, yes, that's a steal away. But if you have to look at it, if you look at the totality of the franchise, it's been a winning formula. And if you look at it, Kenny Pickett's not playing well this year, yes, but at the same time, he's a second-year quarterback. You know, you got to realize that I don't see it. I'm on record saying I don't see it. Yeah. He's not the guy. But,
I don't see it either.
But you have to look at all of the franchise quarterbacks that start out their first 2 years and don't really do anything. Yeah. Their offensive line has been horrible. Their running game has been horrible. Has not helped them out.
Oh my gosh.
So you know, as far as riding it out, I don't think that they've been in a position where they're overriding Kenny Pickett. I think he's a young quarterback, and we've seen young quarterbacks struggle their first 2 years, you know, and figure it out. Look at Josh Allen. You remember Josh Allen's first 2 years? Josh Allen's completion percentage was horrible. Yeah. His third year, I don't know what happened. He put it together.
By the way, Josh Allen is not him. I think we have
Brian Dable.
You remember? You remember?
You talk feels about Josh Allen.
I see what it is. Yeah,
no, but I call it like I see it. I call it like I see it. Like even you could say that he is not it.
What?
Oh, he has elite talent, but he's turnover prone.
He's Brett Favre, just like Brett Favre.
Yeah, exactly.
Brett Favre with jets on his legs.
What about Brett Favre?
And the thing with Josh Allen, he gets the G word. That's what we call guys on the show. Generational.
And
he gets the G word. So national media gives him a pass. It's only until this year that they're finally calling him out for what I've been saying for years, what Jay's been saying for years, and what a lot of content creators have been saying for years.
That's because they're not winning as much this year.
They don't have the defense. He normally has the defense.
And he hasn't won anything. And why is he generational?
Now, and if we go back to what I was saying, people have a short memory. Do you remember they wanted to run Jalen Hurts out of Philadelphia when he was playing bad his first year? Yeah. People have a short memory when it comes. We only remember what we've seen in front of our eyes. There have been many quarterbacks who their first few years have struggled in the league.
Peyton Manning led the league in interceptions as a rookie.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
True.
I'm not like I said.
They got Edgerrin James and he was out of here.
I do not.
See, that's a fine argument, and you get kudos for that for sure. My thing is, with your GM and your front office, the Steeler way of like basically doing things kind of outdated. I don't trust your current GM to continue to build around him. And again, you have Pat Freiermuth, you got George Pickens, you got Najee Harris. You got Deontay Johnson.
Yeah.
You got some
TJ
weapons
Watt
around him.
Oh my God.
It's not like y'all have scrubs around him.
Yeah.
But when are you going to invest in your offensive line?
Yeah.
When are you going to invest in an offensive coordinator that's going to take him to the next level? These are because, dude, team building isn't just about drafting and isn't just about free agency. It's about coaching, and it's a team building is a holistic view. Now, and your front office, because again, your front office is the Steeler way. They currently post Ben, they have not shown me that they're building a full holistic project around Kenny to give him the tools to succeed. I don't see that right now. And to me, he's at a disadvantage because again, I don't think that he's got the ability to overcome not having studs around him because again, he went to what? Pitt? Name me the last great quarterback who went to Pitt. Not named Dan Marino.
Dan Marino. I was about to say.
I'll wait.
Yeah.
I'll wait.
But
I'll wait.
Okay, I would say that this is only our GM's second year. People don't know that. Yeah. This is only his second year. He's made a lot of great moves. Like I said, he stole a first-round pick from the Bears, technically for Chase Claypool. It was a second-round pick, but if you forget, the Dolphins didn't have a first-round pick that year. So it was a second round, but it was a 32nd overall pick. So technically, they stole a first-round pick from the Bears.
Wow, for Chase? I didn't even realize it was that pick. Wow.
Yeah, that's how they got Joey Porter
It was a
Jr.
premium pick.
Joey Porter Jr., who looks like he's him, who looks like he's nice and promising. So
But my question is, what is the plan? What is the plan?
The plan is,
to build
as long
around
as we
Kenny
got Mike Tomlin, and Tomlin we
Perfect
trust,
segue.
we gonna ride.
Perfect segue.
My
Perfect
point
segue.
is,
Perfect segue.
can I? I just want to tie this with a bow.
Yeah,
my point is, my point
please.
is, when we talk about a struggling Steelers team, we're talking about a 500 team. That's elite. We're talking about a team that's not doing well.
Because of Mikey T.
They're 500.
Omar Epps.
Big Ben's last year. Big Ben's last year when he was on his last leg, they went 500. When they started Duck Hodges for 3 games,
I forgot about that.
Duck Hodges.
There's no way his name is Duck. I need a Wikipedia.
They went 500 with a rookie. Kenny Pickett at quarterback, they went 500. So when we talk about a struggling franchise, we're talking about a fringe playoff team.
Yeah.
You want to talk about elite? That's an elite franchise.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
This is
And we touch Super Bowls every decade.
They have
no shade.
The Steelers have never.
No stress.
The Steelers have never had a top 5 draft pick since Terry Bradshaw. The longest in the league. When we talk about a struggling team, we're talking about 500.
We'll take it here and we'll take it to Tomlin. I would refute with this point. You look at the current AFC North.
Yes.
You look at the quarterbacks because this is a quarterback-driven league.
Correct.
Yes.
You can throw out those stats, which are impressive, and it's fine and dandy. But at the end of the day, it's still a quarterback-driven league.
Okay.
And in a division with Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and whatever Deshaun Watson when he's not getting a massage.
He need to go back to that parlor.
Yeah.
And then you have
Yes. Tell me when I'm telling lies. I keep on saying that.
Tell me what I'm telling lies.
I ain't gonna lie.
You got those 3.
He's there with Robert Kraft.
Him
Him and Robert Kraft need to go back.
Yeah, shout out to Bob.
You got those 3, and you got Kenny Pickett. Right now, you guys are behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Correct.
You are.
Hold on.
There's no way to slice it. Even if you guys get in as a wild card every year or fight for wild card positioning, to take that next step and to really become a consistent contender, because there's a difference for being a consistent playoff team and a consistent contender.
True.
With Pickett and the way your GM is operating right now in terms of the coaching and whatever you're doing at OC and whatever you're doing at offensive line right now, you guys are a consistent fringe playoff team. You're not a contender.
All right, now hold on. Now I gotta get the sponsors in right now. I gotta hold the show right now. You guys, it's getting muy caliente, as you like to say.
Yeah, because we can go ahead. We can talk about the Cowboys in a second. Don't you worry.
Oh, we will.
We will.
We're gonna preview it. Yeah. So we want to do. I guess we could do the keep the same energy segment right now, Ugo. So this segment of keep the same energy is brought to you by the First Class Second Place podcast, the Ugo Boy podcast, Bravery Studios, and also forget the Free Gems podcast. So now segue into this. Keeping the with the Steelers right now. So the Steelers have lost 3 of their last 4 games, and they got rid of their offensive coordinator, and it seemed like it hasn't changed yet. And now we have people that are actually debating. They're actually having this discussion: is if Mike Tomlin's time has run out in Pittsburgh. And listen, come on. I mean, can I get a trash for that, man? Because that is ridiculous. Because let me tell you something. For anybody out there that thinks that Mike Tomlin is on the hot seat, on the clock, let me tell you something. The moment if he were to hypothetically get fired by the Steelers, he will be unemployed for less than 5 minutes. Yeah. That's how fast he will be scooped up. Yes, he will be scooped up in less than 5 minutes. That's how much of a great coach he is. I think he's one of the greatest coaches in the history of the NFL, and he has the track record to prove it. This guy has never had a losing season. Yeah, that's insane. When you guys don't make the playoffs, you guys have an above 500 record. Yeah. Even when you have trash like Kenny Pickett and all these other things that are going right now, I don't know 100% sure if the Steelers are going to make the playoffs this year. But one thing I could be damn sure is that you guys are going to finish with a winning record. Yeah. That I know for sure. But let's stick it on Tomlin though. Obviously, I feel like I know the answers with you guys, but has Tomlin's time run out in Pittsburgh?
Let me say something, because unpopular opinion. Like, okay, I love Mike Tomlin. Don't get me wrong, but let's not
AKA
act.
Omar Epps' brother.
You're right. AKA Omar Epps. But let's not act like he wasn't handed a hell of a team. Let's not act like he wasn't handed a Big Ben that had already been to the Super Bowl. He was handed a crazy defense, like people that were in their
Basically,
prime.
Bill Cowher's old team.
Yeah, he got handed Bill Cowher's whole old team that had just went to it, just won the Super Bowl. You know, and I mean, they did a great job developing it and the drafting. I always say the Steelers, we create household wide receivers. We were doing that for a while, for like the whole Big Ben's career. Everybody who stepped into that number one receiver role was a household name, was a top 5, top 10 receiver every time. Anytime somebody stepped up, new names. You got it just kept happening between Plaxico Burress. You had Plaxico, Hines Ward,
San Antonio
Holmes became almost won a Super Bowl MVP. You had
Troy Polamalu.
They got him out of there. Don't forget Mike Wallace. They got him out of there. They got they had Emmanuel Sanders. You saw what he did when he went to the Broncos. They won a Super Bowl. Then you had then Antonio Brown came out of nowhere as a 5th-round pick from like Eastern Michigan. Like so
Central Michigan.
Did you study the Steelers Wikipedia page or something?
Nah, I got the
you know how to keep receipts.
Because now you see what Claypool did when he had Big Ben for a year, and then we had George Pickens, and everybody's been coming up. But Mike Tomlin, he was handed a hell of a team, but he's also proven himself, because usually when a franchise goes from a consistent contender and then they go 500, they normally keep down, like they keep losing more and more games as the seasons progress. We've had three seasons now that have been terrible, but by terrible we still been 500.
That's what I'm saying.
So like
Steal away.
he proved himself, because I'm not gonna lie. At first I used to be a little skeptical, but I think he's proven himself by keeping us above the water this whole time, and we've been horrible. So
Unwatchable.
I don't think Mike Tomlin's going nowhere, and he knows that.
And he shouldn't be.
The Steelers have had 3 head coaches in the last like
He's not
60
the
years,
problem.
literally.
He's not the problem.
Yeah, like that. Like the Steelers have a lot of problems right now, but Tomlin is all the way at the bottom of that list.
Yeah, he's not the problem. Yeah, he's not the problem.
And he's trying to figure it out. I mean, he got rid of Matt Canada finally after everybody wanted his butt gone.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I almost cost. I forgot this is a family show.
Oh,
but I guess they still have to figure it out. At the end of the day, they just need a quarterback, because I feel like they do have the pieces. They have a pretty good defense, and TJ Watt is a stellar stud elite player.
Yeah.
As long as you guys have that on guy on your team, and also Fitzpatrick, I think you guys are going to be just fine. And you guys, it's a coaching league. We always talk about how it's a quarterback league. Yes, it's true, but you can't have a quarterback without the coach. And at this point right now, it's not, like I said, the Steelers have a lot of problems right now, but Mike Tomlin is way at the bottom of that list. Yeah. So I personally don't think that he should be gone. And I've alluded to already, if he were to foolishly be let go by the Steelers, he'll be unemployed for less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. How about your take on Mike Tomlin?
I think it's funny, because I think Steelers in general, like we're a franchise that are spoiled. If we're not contenders every year, it's something wrong.
I'm a Yankee fan. I know what it feels like.
He's been.
Oh yeah,
I feel like Mike Tomlin has.
I'm telling lies.
I feel like Mike Tomlin has been on the hot seat, maybe like, in the media's when the media's concerned, like maybe 2 or 3 times in his career, and.
That was
At the
because
end
Juju
of
was
the day-
making TikToks in the middle of the field. That wasn't even that real.
And AB going Instagram
And AB going
live.
live, right? Those are the only 2 times he got in trouble.
But
That's a little bit of a clown of the week in the future, that's for sure.
he's he's the model of consistency and professionalism.
Yeah.
And he's known for what they say, quote unquote, Tomlinisms, when he makes these witty remarks to the media and everything. He's just so.
He's a firecracker.
Yeah, he's just so well put together. He's somebody that you want representing your franchise
100%.
in all aspects.
Yeah.
In all aspects, he's somebody
he's a
that
player's
you want.
coach, too.
That's what I'm saying.
He's the definition of the kind of coach that I want to run a brick wall through.
Yes, you want to play for.
By the way, it's now 12 o'clock, so we're going to open up the phone line. 12:30, I was saying. So we're going to open the phone lines at 862-621-9536. All right, continue.
Open up the phone lines. But yeah, I think that it's just an overreaction, and when Steel fans are so spoiled that if we're not competing for a Super Bowl every year, that is Tomlin on the hot seat. The Steelers are 7-6 right now. If you look at the statistical categories on the offense, we're one of the worst offenses in the league. There's no reason how we won 7 games. Yeah. I don't know how we won 7 games. If you would have asked me, this is like a 3-win team.
Mikey T and that TJ Watt boy. Don't forget about TJ Watt. That boy's different.
That's what I'm saying. So
TJ Watt and Highsmith have single-handedly won you like 5 games.
So
Yeah, single-handedly.
As the kids say, that part.
That part.
So when you look at the statistics, they're overachieving at the moment, and everyone wants to say he's in a hot seat just because we might not be winning pretty. At the end of the game, it's about wins and losses and about results, and the results that he's had throughout his career and his resume speaks for himself. So
yeah, 862-621-9536 is the number to call. We'll continue on with the Steelers going on right now. So obviously we all are in agreement that Mike Tomlin should not be fired, and I don't think the Steelers are ultimately going to do that. But what do you guys what's the next step? I mean, let's just naturally assume that the season is over now.
Okay.
What's the next step? What's the next step? What's the next step for Pittsburgh to bring you back to the the Steeler way and into contention every single year, chasing that 7th Super Bowl?
The next, let me jump in real quick. Your OC, the next hire for your offensive coordinator is so critical.
Agreed.
To not just Kenny Pickett, but for the organization as a whole. Because again, I'm going to repeat what I just said about you have Joe Burrow, who's coming back from injury. He'll be back.
He'll be back next year.
Don't worry about it. You've got Lamar Jackson. And you got Deshaun Watson when he's not in Massage Park.
Robert Kraft.
You got those 3 in your division for the foreseeable future because they're all still young. All of them are under the age of 30.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So with that being said, your offense has to be. You guys are on the flip phone right now. You guys need to get to the iPhone 15.
I don't think
that needs to happen right now. Your offense is historically bad.
I got this vision where, like, I don't think drafting a quarterback is what's going to happen for us. I don't think that's what's going to happen. Like, I think we're going to pick.
You guys going to hire a new OC.
For sure, hire a new OC. Yeah. That's going to happen for sure. But I think the talent at the quarterback position is the most important thing. We need to just focus on finding somebody who's already showed us that they have the talent. They might not be doing the best. Like, when we talk about quarterbacks that have a bad coaching situation, like, I think Kyler Murray's been going through a hell of a bad coaching situation. And for some reason, I had this vision where, like, we could get Kyler Murray somehow. I don't know how, but we can make it happen. I feel like we have the budget. We got it all going on. Go get Kyler Murray because he has been doing horrible because the coaches over there, the culture.
We already know how you feel about Kyler Murray.
It's terrible.
Oh my God.
But see, he came out so hot.
Since we're going down the Walt Disney route,
the Madden route.
Why don't you guys go trade for Justin Fields? He's going to be available this year. Why don't you trade for him?
Stop. Justin Fields is not it.
I mean,
as the kids say, he ain't him.
He will be available.
All right. The Bears are going to have Caleb Williams.
And they're going to destroy his career too. Let's talk about
it. Yeah. I was going to say.
And there are 2 teams that come to mind that could use a Justin Fields. The Falcons, because Justin Fields is from Atlanta. He would
on that young team. On that young team,
Fields with Kyle Pitts and Drake London and Bijan Robinson.
Absolutely not.
You might be cooking with something.
No, not at all. So I do not believe in Justin Fields. Kyler Murray has shown me he can make throws, make plays.
Justin Fields is okay. Justin, I'm not caping for Justin Fields like he's.
I'll take Drew Lock from the Seattle Seahawks before I take Justin Fields. That's a fact.
Justin Fields over Desmond
Why don't you take Tim Boyle? He's available
out
right now.
Me too.
I'll take him over the Muffler Man.
Me too.
I'll take him over him right now.
Since we're talking on Justin Fields right now, I think that the bigger problem is the Bears. The Bears is just it's just a disaster. I think he was in a losing situation.
And they're gonna keep losing. Caleb Williams is about to destroy his career. He might not even go there. He might pull an Eli and be like, "Yo, I'm not going there."
But that's what I'm saying. So now I think
he should.
I think if Justin Fields was in a different position, he might be a different player. There's no veteran leadership.
Garbage.
Agreed.
I mean,
he's garbage.
I don't think so. I think he's in the wrong situation.
I don't think so.
I think he's garbage.
I don't think so.
But the question is,
I think he's gonna.
What's the future for the Steelers?
All right, yes. Get back on that. So
name me the last. Not even great. Name me the last really good Chicago Bear quarterback.
They've never had a 400-yard passer. Never had a 400-yard passer.
Jay
Cutler never threw for 400 yards. He had
Jay Cutler. That's the best he could do. Jay Cutler.
Yeah, Jay Cutler. Rex Grossman took him to the Super Bowl. Shout out to Brian Urlacher. Shout out to Rex Grossman.
Cutler is the best you can do, bro.
That is gross.
Rex Grossman took him to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, that's Brian Urlacher. Let's shout out to Brian Urlacher.
Peanut Tillman.
And Peanut Tillman. Yeah, that team is ill.
And Lovie Smith.
Exactly the point we're driving home. Like, Justin Fields is in a losing situation. I feel like if Fields ended up, I really want him to go to Atlanta. At least if he goes to Atlanta, and he still looks like this, I will get on this. I'll get on the show and I will apologize to our viewers.
How would you feel about Desmond Ridder coming to the Steelers?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
We don't want nothing to do with it. See, I can't think of us drafting a quarterback because I don't know
What about
what
Taylor
Heineke?
Heineke?
Absolutely not. So my thing is, so if you look at the quarterbacks going to be available, Justin Fields is going to be available. Kirk Cousins is a free agent. As far as
I'll go take
cap
Kirk
space,
Cousins before I go draft somebody.
If we put Kirk Cousins in the Steelers offense right
and
now,
get a better offensive line,
it would be.
it's lit.
I
I'll tell you
know.
that right now.
I don't know.
With that defense, we get a better offensive line. We do some little drafting.
Who's the OC? Who's the OC?
I don't know.
You don't got to answer that question first. Who's the OC?
So first and foremost, they need to hire a new
Oh,
OC.
go,
I don't think.
Matter of fact, go get Eric Bieniemy. See what happens. Go get Eric Bieniemy, Kirk Cousins, and throw him on the Steelers, and let's see what happens. They got Sam Howell, whatever his name is from
He's leading the league in passing.
North Carolina.
The Commanders.
Listen,
he's leading the league in passing.
He's leading the league in passing with
yards.
Eric Bieniemy, though. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? You get Kirk Cousins, Eric Bieniemy, and that team that we already got constructed. I think we got some.
Now,
Plus, you had some drafts. I mean, you had some players that we can get from the draft, and we go get some free agents, and I think we might be onto something. Go get Eric Bieniemy.
862-621-9536 is the number to call.
I got So they say Byron Leftwich really wants the job, which I think that would be a wonderful hire. He's already known as being he knows the franchise very well.
That'd be
But
solid.
my thing is with Kenny Pickett, and I watch all the games, and I look at a lot of reads and stuff. It's not even like he's missing throws. It's not recognizing the blitzers, not going through his reads. This is elementary. Yeah. His problem was in Pitt is not going through his reads. He's still doing elementary things. This is fundamentals we're talking about. We're not talking about arm strength. We're not talking about ball placement. We're talking about you see him coming off the edge. You got to set the protection.
Yeah.
I see it coming. You should see it coming.
Let's not Kamal's a retired athlete. Let's not get this mistaken.
I see the slot coming off the blitz. I see it. You should see it. You need to slide the protection the right way. Rolling out in the pocket when he doesn't have to. There's a clean pocket. Step up in the pocket and make the throw. There are people open. Escaping the pocket too early. Like, these are elementary type of things where it has nothing to do with his talent. You know what I mean? He's making elementary mistakes. Rookie, this is year 2. You're supposed to progress. I haven't seen any progression as far as the little things.
Yeah. Meanwhile, C.J. Stroud can't miss a read. He's my God.
He's on fire.
C.J. Stroud.
So that goes back to the point that we hammered home earlier on.
Yeah.
Team building, part of team building is coaching. Like, I don't think Kenny Pickett was properly developed to play on this level, and part of that is what was going on at Pitt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
he had a hell of a season at Pitt. He had every passing record at Pitt.
Yeah, and that's cool. Like, what conference does Pitt play in? By
the way,
and
he had Jordan Addison, who's balling for the Vikings.
Jordan Addison,
he's balling for the Vikings.
So Jordan Addison, there's a reason why he left and went to USC.
Yeah, that money in his bag. Delta gave him $1.7 million.
Had Jordan Addison stayed at Pitt, he would not have been a first-round pick. He would not have been. Sorry, he wouldn't.
So I think, like I said, I think it's the fundamentals that he's not getting. So I personally,
that comes back to coaching. That comes back to coaching.
What I think they're gonna do, I think they're gonna keep him next year.
Go get Kirk Cousins, man.
I think what they're gonna do. I think this is the next year is going to be his test year. They're gonna get a quarterback-friendly offensive coordinator who's known for developing young talent. And they're gonna draft O-line. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think he's. I don't think he's.
He's not leaving Washington.
I
think that
he's not leaving if it's not a head coaching job. That's true.
He might be the coach in waiting.
Yeah,
he might be the coach in waiting. That's not gonna happen.
They're just waiting to get rid of Rivera.
You're all right.
I think they're going to try to foster whatever it is, because, like I said, we can keep naming names of quarterbacks their first 2 years that haven't looked like anything. I don't see it from Kenny Pickett, but at the same time, we've seen quarterbacks turning around in their third year. We've seen
because
a
of coaching.
huge
Because
jump.
of coaching. It comes back to that.
Jump.
It comes back to coaching, man.
That's why
if Tomlin can't do anything with Pickett, I mean, what else is there to say?
And that's the thing. Tomlin, defensive-minded coach. You know what I mean? That's why the defense is always good. We don't got to worry about the defensive side, but we need an offensive-minded person because before they fired Matt Canada, Big Ben said on his podcast, he had Matt Canada his last year, that Matt Canada was not a player-friendly coach. He didn't take any suggestions from players. He didn't take suggestions from the quarterback coaches or the receiver coaches or the running back coaches. He literally went out there and did his own thing. There was a disconnect there. Yeah. And I don't think he was the right person for the job in order to foster a true relationship. Yeah. And Matt Canada was hired by the owner, by Rooney. He wasn't even hired by Mike Tomlin. So Mike Tomlin's in a position where, okay, this is my offensive coordinator, but I didn't even hire him. The higher ups hired him. Yeah, that's a problem. You know what I mean?
We've talked about this on the show. When your owner makes football decisions, you are the L is inevitable.
I'm looking at you, Johnson. I'm looking at you, Johnson.
It might not come like immediately, like with the Carolina
Jason Garrett 12 years.
But that L,
oh my God.
That L's it's like Sesame Street, brought to you by the letter L. It's coming.
So now the owners put this offensive coordinator in a position where the head coach didn't even hire him. So now I think what they're going to do is they're going to come back, have a meeting at the end of the year, and all agree on a hire who's going to be quarterback friendly. They're gonna fortify the offensive line, and I think that we're going to see going into next year. That's what I see. I don't see them making a move like going after a quarterback without fully vetting and out fully doing Kenny Pickett the justice he deserves.
You guys need someone like Dable. What Dable did for Josh Allen
Dable is amazing.
And low key, not a lot of people know this. Jesse Palmer, a former New York Giant, he's a quarterback coach. Yeah, same with John Kitna.
Yeah,
like Jesse Palmer rebuilt Josh Allen from the ground up. Yeah, just like John Kitna, former Detroit Lion, he did the same thing for Dak Prescott. He's like, listen, your footwork and your mechanics are trash. Yeah, they're not going to work on this level. I've got to rebuild you from the ground up. And now we got to start having your footwork, your mechanics, everything needs this isn't the SEC, this isn't the ACC, this is the NFL. Yeah, so we need to get you updated to play on this level. Kenny Pickett needs a Brian Dable or a John Kitna or a Jesse Palmer to rebuild him from the ground up to get him ready for this level. Right now, he can't play on this level consistently.
Absolutely. It's funny. It's funny because looking at the season. And we're talking about a good Kenny Pickett game is 150 yards, no touchdowns, no turnover. He didn't turn the ball over. He's been game managing.
Get the trash is going.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
And tell me when I'm telling lies. He had, like I said, there's not been one performance where we've won the game off his back. Exactly. Not one time in his 2 years. Now he's had the fourth quarter comebacks, but you know why he's had those fourth quarter comebacks? Because the defense didn't have him score in the first 3 quarters. It's been a close, low-scoring game where he puts together a drive or two at the end of the game, and now it's, did you see Kenny Pickett in the fourth quarter? No. Did you see him in the first 3 quarters? Because I did.
Yeah, he threw for 80 yards.
That's what because I did. I saw the whole game. I saw the whole game. You know what I mean? So.
All right, 862-621-9536 is the number to call in. The phone lines are open as we speak. So yeah, like I said, we're all in agreement. The Steeler way, Mike Tomlin, the whole nod. Going forward, Kenny Pickett is not it. We'll see. I mean, you guys feel like you should draft a quarterback in the first round, or just do it with a trade?
I think
go get
first cousins.
They won't. They're not. They don't.
Gotta go get.
They don't make those. They normally don't make those type of moves. So I'm not. I don't see it. Yeah. I don't see it.
They won't move. No, go ahead. Sorry.
Like I said, I don't see it from Kenny Pickett. But if they do their due diligence in this next year, I won't be mad because. And you got to do your due diligence, especially if you spend a first-round pick on somebody. If they do their due diligence after this year and put him in a position in order to play better, if he doesn't do it, then he doesn't do it. But I wouldn't be mad at that decision.
But it's also about coaching, as we alluded to earlier. I mean, because I feel like with the Steelers and how they've been able to function and organize for so long, and they clearly know what the hell they're doing, they could even pick up somebody like a Brock Purdy, like in the 4th or 5th round, and they'll find a way to make it work.
That's honestly our only Hail Mary shot. It's either you go get Kirk Cousins this year and you work with what you got,
or he just start drafting people in the 4th and 5th round and hope for the best. And that's gonna be a tough spot.
J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, like just draft some random guy. And
Well, we know somebody that could be available on the trading block for the Steelers, and I know that Ugo's gonna love this. I mean, you guys could always pick up Daniel Pennies.
Daniel Penny.
Listen, Daniel Jones, what you call a mistake. Daniel Jones, what you call a thief. He robbed the New York media, the New York market for $40 million a year.
Can we get another Denzel, please?
This is outrageous. I've never seen somebody get robbed like this for $40 million a year, and they got to pay him again next year. This is ridiculous.
I think they did a good. I think they were smart in giving him a 2-year deal. But if
Daniel Jones?
Yeah, not commit to him long term.
Oh, right, because they gave him a 4-year contract.
But again, everything always comes back full circle. The owner put the
because that was John Mara move.
They signed him long term.
If it was up to Dable, he would have moved on a long time ago.
But
right, if it was up to Sheen and Dable, they'd have drafted a quarterback last year.
Well, that's why they're eating a chicken cutlet sandwich right now with Tommy DeVito.
Exactly, and why they're scouting quarterbacks right now as we speak. As we speak, Sheen and Dable are scouting quarterbacks.
For sure.
This is something they should have been doing this last year, though.
Let's
They're a year behind.
I have a hot take on Daniel Jones.
Oh, before we do, we just say 862-621-9536 is the number to call in. You got your hot takes? You got anything that you want to talk about? Please call us here at BTV Sports. Continue.
Now, as we look at Daniel Jones, I don't necessarily see it in him, but I also think he was put in a disadvantaged position. If you look at last year, who was he throwing the ball to?
Who was he throwing the ball to? It's one of those things where it's like
he's throwing it to the other defense.
Never seen it. Yeah, I don't see it. Like
I don't see it either. But he was. But I also don't. I think he's the offensive line is horrible. Offensive line is horrible. Running game. Saquon is doing his thing, but I'm looking. He got hurt this year. He wasn't playing well. But last year, they got Kenny Galladay, who had.
He's
missing in action. He's missing his
AP out. They're talking about the 305.
Their best receiver last year, what's his name? Tony didn't work out. Tony shipped them off. He's not even playing.
Desi in the check-in says the Jets would take Pickett right now. I don't even think we're that stupid.
Yeah, I'm about to say no.
Don't put that bad energy out there, man. What's wrong with you, Deji? Come on, man.
Their best receiver last year was Darius Slayton and Isaiah Hodges. And who are they? You know what I mean? Who would I feel like he wasn't? I don't see it in Daniel Jones, but I feel like he hasn't been put in a situation where he can really succeed. That's all I'm saying.
So Daniel Jones is a product of everything. Always comes back to owners making football decisions. Yeah. So Mara, and I've had Giant fans who they've absolutely agreed with me 100% because tell me when I'm telling lies.
Right.
Like the owner basically Mara hired Dave Gettleman, right?
Yeah, Gettleman.
and rather than firing him after about 3-4 years of bad drafts and missed playoffs and terrible hires, he kept him around because he loved him. And then Dave Gettleman, who should have been fired, handpicks and falls in love with Daniel Jones, Pennies, in a Senior Bowl practice.
Yep.
Brought to you by Reese's.
Brought to you by Reese's. He was eating a Reese's cup, and he watches this guy make a couple throws. He's like, "I'm smitten. I'm in full bloom. Oh my god!" And I'll leave it with this, and I'll send it off to you guys. Name me the last quarterback from Duke that didn't play for Mike Krzyzewski on the basketball court. That was nice.
Maybe Christian Laettner can play the quarterback.
Nah, you're right.
862-621-9536 is the number to call in. All right, so let's keep the show moving on right now. So we covered the Steelers. We covered a little bit about the Giants. So we also got to get into something that was heavy in the news and for unfortunate reasons, unfortunately, and it always involves the New York Jets, a circus here in New York City. Exactly. Oh, we got the clown music for it. Yeah, but that's a little foreshadowing right there. So for if anybody that watches sports or listens to sports radio and you've been living under a rock, you may not have been aware that, surprise, surprise, the Jets have more quarterback controversy going on right now, but it's not what you would think about. So one of my dearest friends in the whole wide world, Joe Beningo, shout out to Joe B, Own the Pain podcast, now streaming on all platforms. Exactly, yes. So he has been a really good texting buddy with the head coach Robert Saleh, and it's no secret he's talked on so many occasions that him and Robert Saleh talk on a very regular basis. And there was a segment that he was on WFAN earlier this week where he was with his former partner Evan Roberts and Tiki Barber on the afternoon show on WFAN, where he provided a 6-point plan, as he called it, to Robert Saleh about how to fix the Jets going further season. And I think somewhere in number 3 was start Zach Wilson again. And Robert Saleh's rebuttal to that was, are you serious? And the reason that he said, are you serious, is because Joe Beningo was talking all this nonsense about, you got to bench Zach Wilson. We got to see what we have in Trevor Siemian and Tim Boyle just to see what they have. And now he wanted to go to Zach Wilson because, unfortunately, as much as it sucks to say, Zach Wilson gives us the best chance to win as far as that quarterback room is concerned.
That's true.
Yeah, but he went on WFAN and he said that he went as far as saying that, I can tell you right now, Coach Saleh doesn't like Zach Wilson, and that all of a sudden being in the New York media, that's going to gain traction. And of course, when it comes to the circus of the New York Jets, people are going to run with it. And supposedly there were sources in the building that were saying that that Zach Wilson is reluctant to start because he doesn't want to get injured or he doesn't want to play anymore. He lost his confidence, but they basically shut that down. But something tells me that was really what was going on, because he was benched twice already in his 3 years here with the Jets. And Robert Saleh unfortunately he's been put in a position where he has to put out all the fires when you could look at Woody Johnson or Joe Douglas, who actually started these fires, and Robert Saleh has to be the one to put it out. And also with the whole trash thing with Nathaniel Hackett being the worst coordinator in all of football right now. They can't even score points unless it's on the defense or the special teams as far as the Jets are concerned. So Joe Beningo, to his credit, he did go back on the air and said that he misconstrued what he meant. He took it a different level, which he shouldn't have, and he respects Saleh. He doesn't know what he would love to be the coach. He would love for Robert Saleh to be the coach going forward because he is a great guy. Everybody has not a bad thing to say about him. But like Bill Parcells said, your record says what your record says what you are. And right now, Robert Saleh's record as 3 years as head coach of the New York Jets is 15-31. So I would love to keep Robert Saleh because he's definitely one of those coaches like Tomlin who I would love to run through a brick wall to. That's just the type of guy he is. Correct. But we also have seen time and over in this league where there's people that can make great coordinators, amazing elite coordinators, but they just can't handle the head coach. Like the first person that comes to mind is Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles is an elite defensive mind, and it was proof in the Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But as far as a head coach with that team and the Jets, it just hasn't worked out. Some men are just not head coach material, and unfortunately, it looks like we're seeing that with Robert Saleh right now. But I do give a lot of credit to Joe Beningo for running back what he said and apologizing and so on and so forth. But that just goes to show, when you're in the biggest market in New York City, you really have to watch your behind on what you say, because people can run with it. They're looking for clickbaits, this, that, and the third. And when you're actually working for a trash organization, I apologize, as WFAN, because they're no longer the standard of New York sports radio as far as I'm concerned. They're going to run with it because now it's become a point where it's now clickbait, and people are going to run with it and believe it, and that's what it just creates this whole toxic superiority in the city, and that's why I feel like we're in the sewer of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles right now. But you guys, especially you as the certified Jets hater, what is your take on, which I don't understand, but you know what? Either way,
I don't get that.
No, listen. You know what it is? I hate the uniform. First and foremost. It's that petty. It starts off there. I hate the uniform.
So basically you judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, the Browns, the Jets, the Colts, I hate the uniforms.
Well, the Browns I understand because they're in your division.
But no. That uniform was garbage for so long. Now it's not that bad. It's not as bad. They gotten better. The Jets, though, I just find it funny how they're called the Browns and their helmet is orange. Yeah. Shout out to Paul Brown, though. I realized what it was all named after now, that makes sense, I guess. Yeah. But, okay. The Jets, Zach Wilson.
Stay on topic right now.
I want to make sure I get this out there. Zach Wilson is probably top 2, top 3 greatest draft busts of all time. People forget he was the number 2 pick in the draft, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he was.
Number 2 pick. That's right up there with Ryan Leaf. That's right up there with Jamarcus Russell. You know what I'm saying?
And they were both number 2 picks. Well, no, Jamarcus Russell's number 1.
And Jamarcus Russell and Ryan Leaf, both of them respectfully got into some other things that you know what I mean? Zach's been chilling in the front office. I mean, he's been in the stadium. He's been in tune the whole time. He's not on drugs. He's not going through depression yet. You know what I'm saying? Thank God. Hopefully he doesn't go through any of that. But it's like, man, I don't want to blame Robert Saleh because Zach Wilson didn't pan out. Like, this is just the
Right.
NFL. This is what happens with
Yeah,
quarterbacks.
and besides,
in every position, it's a gamble.
Robert Saleh's specialty is defense, and nobody has nothing to complain about on the defensive side of the
Exactly,
Jets.
the defensive side has been.
They're actually scoring more touchdowns than the offense.
for sure. How many touchdowns have the Jets scored this year? I think it's under 10 so far. Like,
it's under. Yeah, like I haven't even like.
there's no point looking it up because it's disgusting. Like, I don't want to blame Robert Saleh, and I understand the New York media is going to always run with any narrative, and they're going to blow it up much bigger than it needs to be. But I think right now everybody just needs to calm down. Give you guys another 6-7 months. Let A-Rod come on in, and then we start judging Robert Saleh. Let's see what happens after this year. And we don't even know if A-Rod's going to come back as A-Rod because he wasn't that great with the Packers the last season.
Well, it's not only that, but like I alluded to this all the time, and Ugo knows what I'm talking about. That offensive line is a sieve. I mean, you could try to put as much Band-Aids around as you want. The bleeding still continues.
Chances are Aaron Rodgers would have got hurt regardless this year, no matter what.
But you know what? That's an even bigger indictment on the organization because Joe Douglas should have had the foresight to see that you're bringing in a 39, almost 40-year-old quarterback who has had a little bit of a history injury these past couple of seasons, and you already have an offensive line that's shaky. You couldn't think to sign a veteran backup like a Josh Dobbs or a Jacoby Brissett to start, and especially like more mobile, because it's just a continued part of them trying to justify Zach Wilson being the number 2 overall pick because that was Joe Douglas's guy, and he had a phenomenal draft when he drafted Sauce and Garrett Wilson and Jermaine Johnson and Breece Hall, but the rest of his drafts haven't looked all that great, and the number 1 culprit of that bad list of draft picks that he has is Zach Wilson. I mean, it's quarterback busts are one thing, but when you're actually up there with, like you mentioned before, with Jamarcus Russell and Ryan Leaf, there you go, Ryan Leaf, that's a fireable offense right now. That's a fireable offense. And they also have to really count their blessings with Aaron Rodgers, because if Aaron Rodgers is not in that building, if they never got him signed, then if he stayed with the Packers or if he retired
half that team is trying to get out of
there. Nathaniel Hackett would have been fired by now. Robert Saleh would be on the hot seat. He'll probably hand his pink slips at the end of the year. And then afterwards they'll be looking for a new quarterback. Which they're already doing right now. And Joe Douglas will be out of a job.
I think if the Jets right now had just a good enough game manager, give them Brock Purdy. Well, Brock Purdy's been balling. Give them who's a good enough man.
Hugo's favorite system quarterback.
Like you just give them a good enough game manager. That's all they need from Aaron Rodgers. I think if you guys had that, you guys would have won at least 10, 11 games.
Yes.
I guarantee. So I think everybody just needs to slow down.
Even if we had a Tyrod Taylor, we would have pulled out a couple of wins.
For sure. Even with like you said, Jacoby Brissett, even Josh Dobbs.
Yes.
Give you guys a game manager. I think you guys would have pulled out double-digit wins. But I don't want to judge any Robert Saleh and everything that's going on without seeing them with an adequate quarterback.
I just think that Robert Saleh is in an he's in an impossible situation.
I agree.
Because
I totally agree.
At least, like I said, alluded to before, his defense are elite, and his defense is really, really good this season. It's just that the offense is so anemic. It's like the Jets right now have a Super Bowl caliber defense with a Canadian football offense right now. That's what's going on right now. They would have trouble scoring points against Rutgers defense right now. That's how bad they are. Historically bad.
I agree.
Shout out to John Tortorella for that one.
I think you're right in saying that Robert Saleh is in an impossible position.
Yeah, and he has to put out fires that are caused by fans like Joe Beningo. I'm sorry, Joe, I love you, but he has to put out that fire as well.
And mind you, Zach Wilson wasn't even supposed to be the quarterback this year. I think this has to be up there with the most hyped starter or whatever the case may be. And then first game, boom, goes down.
That was really sad.
After 4 plays.
Literally,
as a football fan, that legit
sad.
broke my heart.
Me too.
And I don't like the Jets, and that broke my heart. Because I wanted to see that.
Listen, I'm sorry to get a little graphic here and a little too personal, but I was so depressed after that 4th play that somebody tried sexting me and I wasn't even in the mood. Okay? That's how depressed I was that Aaron Rodgers and our season was over.
Get the Savages going.
In the blink of an eye, first drive.
And you got to think about it. They bring all his buddies over. They bring Nathaniel Hackett over, Lazard, Randall Cobb over,
Billy Turner.
Dalvin Cook signed there because of Rodgers.
Yeah. He wanted to go to Miami, but he thought that he was going to have Aaron Rodgers because he thought he was either between Aaron Rodgers or Tua Tagovailoa, and he chose Aaron Rodgers.
And I think that
that's a bad choice. I'm going to Miami. That's a bad choice.
Zach Wilson wasn't even supposed to be the starter this year, so I don't blame them for not getting, because Zach Wilson should be regular caliber backup, you know.
But there's still an insurance policy.
But he should be an insurance policy as a number 2 overall pick. He's not expected to start.
But you know what? I still put the blame on Zach Wilson though, because he had an entire offseason.
I absolutely put the blame on him.
Yeah,
he definitely right now puts them in the best position to win.
He's just not good. That's all it is.
No,
he's nothing to blame him. He's just not it. He's just not good.
I personally didn't see.
Maybe he should have gone to Pitt instead of Kenny Pickett.
I personally,
Who knows?
Listen, I personally didn't see it watching some of his game in BYU. When they picked him, I'm like, I don't see it.
Well, you know what it is. When you come out the draft, they just mention Patrick Mahomes with your name, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, he's.
I didn't.
They just kept saying he's Mahomes.
We talked about it.
Yes.
We talked about it on this show.
I've never seen it.
The front office, the draft development or draft scouting department of the Jets, they got catfished.
Yeah.
They saw, quote unquote, Patrick Mahomes' qualities and Patrick Mahomes' skill sets. Yep. Oh, he can throw off platform and
he can throw
one foot and then stand the third. And they saw his workouts. And again, I'm going to you the same question. The same question I threw about Daniel Jones.
Right.
Name me the last great BYU quarterback not named Steve Young.
Yeah.
I'll wait.
It was like NFL Tinder. All they do is have to swipe right. And that's
the
what
thing,
they did.
You know what it is? I believe in like some of these quarterbacks just look the part. Like you see Zach Wilson, like, oh yeah, NFL quarterback. Like Trevor Lawrence, like Blake.
I don't think so. No, he looks like he should be posing for Calvin Klein or something.
But that's an NFL quarterback. Like
he looks like he looks like a California quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. You look at Trevor Lawrence. Oh, what's Justin Herbert? You see him like, yeah, NFL quarterback for sure.
Your scouting department. Your scouting department dropped the ball, and they set you back a couple years.
They fumbled the bag on that one.
They really did.
862-621-9536 is the number to call in. Please join in the conversation. Anything you want to join us on. But yeah, it's amazing. Another year, another season. This just continues to justify why I nominated myself as Clown of the Week 2 weeks ago, and everybody saw when I pied my face. It was well deserved because this is what I do. I'm completely convinced that I'm a masochistic. Because why do I root for a team that is going to cause me to get hypertension, hemorrhoids, the whole nine?
Listen,
it's already bad enough that we already play in a stadium that resembles an AC unit in the middle of East Rutherford. All right,
it does. I'm crying.
You can make in the words of Joe Beningo, you can make the stadium as green as you want.
Green
it's always going to be known as Giant Stadium. That's all it is. Can I get another Don Lemon, please?
Yes. And it's funny. It's funny you say that because my thing is. If there's a woman who's a Jets fan, that means she's loyal. There's a woman out there, that's a green flag. No pun intended. That's a green flag. That means she's loyal.
But no
pun intended.
That's established.
I want to make sure the Jets know. I hope the Jets know. You guys got like a year, maybe two, and then it's back to the Zach Wilson stage. Where like, let's just hope for the best and let's find a quarterback again.
But
I already told Jay in previous episodes, they need to absolutely draft a quarterback this year.
Yeah.
Early.
Yeah.
And they need to take a page, like I mentioned last week. They got to take a page out of Houston's playbook.
Yes.
Draft back into the first round. Get a quarterback and get the best offensive lineman you can think of. Matter of fact, get like 3 offensive linemen. Because Kansas City after they lost the Super Bowl to the Bucs, what do? They drafted like 3 or 4 offensive linemen. Yeah. They signed for another one. They traded for another one. And re-put that offensive line. They won the Super Bowl last year.
Right.
You can do that.
And this is why you can do that. And this is why I want Renee from Hackensack to call in, because in the check-in he goes, Saleh is staying unless Rodgers says no. Every team has backup and bad offensive line, but still score. Coaching sucks. Can't adjust during games. So obviously he's not a fan of Saleh, and he thinks that he needs to go. But that's why I want him to call in, because he's one of the craziest Jets and Mets fans. So you know how psychotic he really is.
He loves the Jets and Mets.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I think he loves the Mets more than he loves his own family. I think he would rather go to a Mets preseason game than his daughter's wedding.
Preseason game.
That's an LA night. That's LA night.
You know I love you, Renee. You know I love you.
Me personally, I'm a fan of Saleh. I think he's a player's coach. He's a great coach. And like I said, he's defensive minded.
Right. And he's one of those coaches that if he gets fired, he'll be immediately scooped up as a defensive coordinator for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Look what he did with San Francisco.
And
that team. Oh my God.
Nathaniel Hackett didn't expect Zach Wilson to be the quarterback this year. Everything was set up for
Nobody
Aaron
did.
Rodgers.
Nobody did.
Everything they done in the
supposed to be a
offseason
plug
set
and
up
play.
for Aaron Rodgers.
Right, but that's why I go back to Joe Douglas, because it's Joe Douglas gets paid millions of dollars to have the foresight to see any pros and cons of what could happen into the season.
Right.
I just feel like he just what's that thing that you put that they had the commercials for, where basically you just slap it on the glass and it stops the leaking.
Flex Seal.
Flex Seal. He basically looked at Aaron Rodgers as the Flex Seal, but it turned out to be a great value label instead. So that's what happened right here.
Billy Mays.
Exactly.
Yeah, Renee is saying first week, dude, call in. Stop being scared, man. Call in.
Nah, man. I really do feel bad for the Jets, man, because like every NFL franchise and any franchise for the most part, not named the Lakers, usually you go through. I mean, the Lakers finally did go through a downside for like 5-6 years.
Yeah, but they still won a championship.
Yeah, and then out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
So like
But they had Smush Parker
the
and all
Jets
that.
though, it's been like, wow, man, you guys went to like Super Bowl 3 or something, and you
It was
guys
Super
ain't
Bowl
been
Broadway Joe.
You guys ain't been back
Well,
ever
listen,
since.
this is why I say I'm a Yankees, Jets, Knicks, and Devils fan, and that's why I thank the Devils and the Yankees for giving me championships, because the Knicks and the Jets haven't given me anything to root for in my entire life.
Yeah, literally. You weren't born for that.
No.
That's insane.
It's okay, bro. It's okay.
That's
We're here.
insane.
for you, man.
I mean, your last chip. How old were you
I'm
during your
here.
last chip? You had to be like 5. Like, listen, man, the Cowboys. We gonna get to them.
Well,
We'll get to America's
but you
team.
know what? All right. Well, you know what? I just gotta say that's a perfect segue. So it is 862-621-9536 is the number to call in. Let's segue over from one disaster to another hated team, which is quote unquote America's team. And I know that Ugo has been chomping off the bit for this one. You know, Rain Dakota Prescott. You know, seeing the glasses and everything. MVP race going on right now. And let's go ahead with the preview of the Eagles and the Cowboys at Jerry's World. But before we continue, I want to say everybody that this episode is brought to you by the First Class Second Place podcast, the Free Jets podcast, and the Ugo Boy podcast, now streaming on all streaming platforms, live at Burger Studios in Garfield, New Jersey. All right, so let's let's go ahead. Ugo, I know you've been chomping at the bit for this one, so take it away with the preview of the.
Listen.
preview.
This upcoming week. This is Jalen versus Dak Part 3, because they played. This is the third time they played against each other. Earlier this year, it was a great game. It was the refs negatively impacted the game. The refs are not the reason why the Cowboys lost. The key in this game is going to come down to the Philly defensive front and the Cowboy offensive line, because everybody, tell me when I'm telling lies.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
I can name you about 10 quarterbacks that have thrown a party on that Philadelphia secondary. Dear God in heaven.
Yeah.
Sam Howell threw 2 parties against them.
Yeah, he
Kirk
sure
Cousins
did.
threw a party on him.
Sure
Dak
did.
Prescott threw a party on him. And of course, Brock Purdy just threw a party on him.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Brock Purdy threw a block party, threw a summer jam party,
Had brunch.
had mimosas.
By the way, NFL News here says TJ Watt is in concussion protocol.
Of course.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And so is Highsmith.
Yeah, of course.
So, but again, this if the Cowboy offensive line, which by the way, can I get a couple trashes?
Try it.
And mainly for Terrence Steele, because we talked about it when we recapped the game that following week. Terrence Steele gave up 12 pressures and 3 sacks by himself.
Wow.
Again, in that game. I don't know how he wasn't benched, but then I do know why he was benched. He just got a new contract extension. So and he's coming off an ACL injury. But like I said, if you're not on the PUP list, if you're cleared by the doctors and you're cleared by the coaches and you're out there, you got to perform, bro.
Yeah.
And if you're giving up 12 pressures by yourself
That's
and
horrible,
3
bro.
sacks
What?
by yourself, you can make the argument that single-handedly the offensive line,
He's selling.
like really is a big culprit why they lost that game. If the Cowboys can block that front, and the offensive line has been playing better, they've been playing a lot better. And health is a big reason, because Tyler Smith has been playing out of his mind. Tyron Smith, who's been healthy, he's battled injuries for the past few years. He has been healthy this year, which I'm shocked by. All Cowboy fans are. That this guy plays every week now because he doesn't practice anymore. He's playing at an all-pro level again. Zach Martin's has gotten back to his old self. If we block their front, Dak's gonna throw a party and we're gonna win. If the offensive line struggles like they did in the first meeting, the Eagles will win the game. That's what it's going to come down to, because the Eagles are going to score points. Like, don't get it twisted. The Eagles are going to score points. Plus, they know that they just got embarrassed by San Francisco, so they're going to come out ready to go. They're going to punch us in the mouth immediately. I already know early on that we've got to match their intensity early on. But like I said, it's going to come down. It's going to come down to those trenches, bro. The trenches always tell the story.
Agreed.
And look at last week. San Francisco dominated the trenches. Once they figured out what Philly was doing and realized, oh yeah, Brock, you could throw a party. You could have a mimosa with that and whatnot. They scored 6 straight touchdowns.
That's
6 straight touchdowns again in Philadelphia.
In Philly.
It wasn't in San Francisco. In Philadelphia, 6 straight touchdowns, and it was raining. So, bro, if we block their front, Dak is gonna throw a party. And he's going to add to his MVP resume. Absolutely. Yeah. So it comes down to that.
Okay.
862-621-9536 is the number to call in. You guys takes.
So my thing is, when it comes to Dallas, the Cowboys, I think Dak Prescott is the MVP.
Yeah.
I'm not a Cowboys fan at all. I'm biased. He's having an amazing, outstanding season. But I think I think this Cowboys team reminds me of a lot of Cowboys teams in the past, in saying that if you look at the schedule and who they've beaten, I don't think they've actually beaten a contender. You can only play.
Thank you.
You can only play against who's on your schedule. But let me run down a list of all.
That's the Giants' choice.
Let me run down a list of all the teams they beat: the Giants, the Jets, the Patriots, the Chargers, who we all know are frauds, the Rams, the Giants, Carolina.
Unhealthy Rams, by the way. No Cooper Kupp. I don't know if Matt Stafford played that game.
You're right.
I think it's Carson Wentz probably playing.
No, I'm talking about when he played the Rams. When the Cowboys played the Rams.
Okay.
It was an unhealthy team.
Sorry,
Stafford
I'm
didn't finish the game. Stafford didn't finish the game. We knocked him out of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
I apologize. I'm a hack host. Continue.
So the Rams, the Giants again, Carolina, Washington, Seattle.
God.
I mean,
the best quarterback you guys played was Geno Smith.
Yeah.
And out of everybody who's named your best quarterback, and the next best was Sam Howell.
No. Justin Herbert's the best quarterback they played.
True. Actually, you're right.
But we all know they're frauds.
That's true.
But we all know the Chargers are frauds. So yes, the Cowboys have had an outstanding year. CeeDee Lamb has emerged as a number one in that elite category. Mm-hmm. But I think they haven't really beaten any of the top teams. They want to be known as the upper echelon in the top teams in the league, and they have all the talent on both sides. On paper, it works. But at the end of the day, they haven't beat any of the top elite teams in order to jump themselves in that elite category, if you ask me. On paper, on offense and defense, yes, they have it. But I think this is really going to be the test for them on Sunday to see if they can be in that level, or if it's just like many other Cowboys teams. It looks like a diamond, but it's really cubic zirconia.
Damn.
Yeah, and Jason is my witness. Like that's a perfect take. That's word for word what I've been saying. Like I'm not a delusional homer. All right, I'm not.
You take a spanking. You take a spanking when you guys get it.
When the Cowboys suck, Jason is my witness. Mongo's my witness.
Yes.
Marv behind the glass is my witness.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let them have it. I'll let Dak Prescott have it. I'll let Mike McCarthy have it. I'll let Micah Parsons have it. I'll let CeeDee Lamb have it. Like I give it to whoever's the culprit. Yeah. You know what I mean? When we're not playing after that ask Jason what I was talking about after that San Francisco game.
Yeah.
All right?
Matter of fact, you guys can go.
I kept after the Arizona game. Ask him how I felt about the Cowboys.
Matter of fact, you guys can check out how he was talking about on BTV Sports. You can check out that episode now streaming on YouTube.
Exactly. So off of that point, this has been my stance since the schedule came out. When it's from really, especially after San Francisco, I was like, the 2 games against Philly, Seattle, because I still feel like Seattle's a playoff team.
Seattle's a good team.
Exactly.
DK Metcalf, aka the action figure.
Exactly.
Terrell
And
Owens
and Detroit. I'm just talking about the NFC.
Okay.
Just the NFC.
Yes,
Detroit.
Just
Okay.
because to get to the Super Bowl, you got to play multiple NFC teams. You only got to play one AFC team. So
And
I'm
the
looking
NFC
at
is
the
loaded.
NFC contending games. If the Cowboys, who by the way, those last 3 games, Philly Part 2, Seattle, and Detroit, those last 3, especially in December, all 3 are at home. If they don't go 3-0 in those 3 games, Jason is my witness, Marv is my witness.
And
We will
YouTube is your
not,
witness.
I'm not calling us a Super Bowl contending team. I'm not.
Okay.
You got to go 3 for 3 and beat all 3 of those teams because all 3 of those teams are going to be playoff teams.
Yep.
We beat Seattle. We beat Seattle barely, but we beat them. We pulled it out. Dak played great in the game,
He
especially in the
did.
fourth quarter.
He played-
Game-winning drive.
he played
His
elite.
21st of his career. For people who say that he's not clutch, tell me when I'm telling lies. So
Cheer me.
Regular season.
Love me.
I'm just saying.
Hate me.
Regular
you won't
season.
do it
I-
because you know I'm right.
862-621-9536.
But again, the narrative is going to continue. And like you said, to even get to the playoffs, you got to show that you can beat the playoff teams. And if you can't beat Philly, in your house, and you can't beat Detroit in your house, miss me with that. They're not doing it. They'll get knocked out in the divisional round like we love to do year in and year out.
I feel like it's a movie by Martin Scorsese. I see it all the time.
Now let me say this: as a Cowboy hater, I can say this is what's gonna. I think this is what's gonna happen. Truth be told,
Do you hate the uniforms too?
This is what you think's gonna happen.
actually do.
This is
I
what
hate
you think's gonna happen. This is what you think's gonna happen.
No. Let me tell you this. I think Dallas is gonna win because they're home. Because Philly hasn't been able to establish a run much, so the time of possession, if they can't hold the ball longer than the Cowboys, I think the Cowboys outscore them because, like you said, everybody's throwing a field day on Philly's secondary. It's gonna get nasty. You know what I mean? I do think Dallas will win, and the really sad part about that is that you guys are gonna act like it was the Super Bowl, and that's gonna get me really upset. Like you guys are gonna party and rampage like you didn't get smoked by the 49ers.
I knew this was gonna happen.
Again, it's a movie directed by Scorsese. You know what's gonna happen.
Exactly. I knew this was gonna happen.
Listen, I think you guys are gonna win this game, and, because it's hard to sweep a division rival like that in the season, especially when it's 2 really good teams. But Philly, like you said, Philly had just came off this really bad loss. They're coming to punch somebody in the mouth. But I really don't think they'll be able to establish the run, and I think the time possession is just gonna do them bad because and not for nothing too. Like I know Philly has a lot of weapons on offense. I don't necessarily believe in Jalen Hurts the way people do. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Really?
I agree.
I don't have him in my top 5.
I mean,
You know what it is?
They did lose to the Jets, so I guess.
I love my quarterback. My quarterbacks need to throw for 300 yards, not consistently, but 300-yard games has to be a pretty normal thing. That's not Jalen Hurts' game. Jalen Hurts will throw you 180 yards and run for another 80 with 3 TDs, 2 passing, 1 running, or vice versa. Tush pushes into the end zone. Simple things like that. It's gonna look good.
That sounded so wrong, by the way.
The thing is, you beat and neutralized Philly the same exact way the Jets did, the same exact way the 49ers.
Yeah, put the pressure
Right?
on, make sure
They
they don't run.
You play zone coverage for like 90% of the game.
And you put
zone.
Michael Parsons to
Zone
watch.
coverage.
Do
And
not
then,
let Jalen Hurts
so you
out
put
your
everybody
sight.
in coverage, and then you rush the quarterback with your pass rush.
Mm-hmm.
You choke the run, and you basically say, "Listen, Jalen Hurts, read coverages." This is his game. This is his game. As soon as he gets off the first read, he's running every time.
Yeah,
every time.
And so wait, let me
Because
say this too.
he can't consistently read coverages. He can't.
And as many weapons
He
as
can't.
Philly has, one of the biggest gems that the Cowboys got this year was D. Bland. I forget his first name. I think DeAndre Bland.
Deron Bland. Yeah.
What? He's having an All-Pro season. He's leading the league in interceptions with 8, and we're only on week 14. We still got like 3-4 more games left, and he already has 8 interceptions. He might break the record.
I think he will.
He already did.
Pick sixes.
No, he has the record for pick sixes, but I'm talking about the actual interception.
He broke it on Thanksgiving.
Right, with like 8 games left. But
Got that turkey leg and everything.
But I say that to say between Gilmore and Bland on the outside, they can kind of put some pressure on Jalen Hurts to have to make perfect throws to AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, and it can get tricky. I think Dallas could win this game, but I think ultimately you guys are gonna let everybody down in the playoffs. We all know how that's gonna go, So enjoy your win.
Let me
enjoy your win. And
No.
I'll see you guys in January.
Let me just do a quick rebuttal real quick, okay? You're talking about
862-621-9536 is the number to call in.
You're talking about delusional front running like fans, bro. That's not. We don't do that here. We don't. Okay.
I wish we had a Prince Hakeem drop right now.
That drop is from Black Panther, and I'm gonna send it to Marv when I get after this episode.
Wakanda forever.
What I'm saying is the Cowboys have come up short consistently.
Yeah.
Consistently.
Since the 90s.
And we talked about team building. Not because of rosters, because we have built, aside from the Chiefs and Patriots, the top 3 teams in drafting over the last decade plus have been the Chiefs, the Patriots, and the Cowboys. We draft the best. So what has been holding us back consistently, and I mentioned this in the season preview on Chop Sports back in August, is
Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones was making historically stupid coaching hires. He was the owner making football decisions.
Yep.
It keeps coming back to that. It keeps coming back to that, bro.
Yep.
You can't overlook that. He hired Wade Phillips instead of going for Sean Payton. How'd that work out? He hired
Jason.
He hired Jason Garrett instead of going after Mike Tomlin, who was available. How'd that work out?
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
No.
And the first adult quarterback, and on top of that, this is the big one. This is the really big one, especially with recency. When Mike McCarthy got hired, which I was a fan of that. I like that hire, especially since he actually won a Super Bowl. Instead of allowing Mike McCarthy to call plays immediately, Jerry Jones enforced that we keep Kellen Moore.
Yeah,
which was a mistake. Which was a mistake from day one.
You see how that's going.
I said it on day one. He is going to hold back and stagnate our offense because he has Jason Garrett tendencies to him.
Yeah.
And what exactly happened throughout his tenure? Dallas put up all these numbers. Oh, they got the number 1 offense during the regular season, yada, yada, yada. But as soon as we get to the playoffs, San Francisco, back-to-back years, our offense stops working.
All right.
And I said this. Jason is my witness.
Yes.
Mongo is my witness.
Right.
Marv is my witness. Your Honor. Please approach the bench.
Hold on.
I said when Kellen Moore goes to the Chargers, it's the same situation with like freaking Mike D'Antoni in basketball. Why did Mike D'Antoni never win with the Suns and always lose to the Spurs?
Defense.
Because in the playoffs, Greg Popovich was like, we're not running gun.
Right, we're not letting them do that. We're not going to let them play their game. We're going to play our game.
Exactly. We're not doing that. We're going to punch you inside with Duncan, and we're shutting that down immediately.
Yeah.
And Kellen Moore doesn't know how to adapt his play code. There's a reason why that Rain Dakota Prescott, first of his name, there is a reason why.
Gotta say the whole thing like a Tribe Called Quest.
Off-the-wall season this year, especially offensively,
Yeah.
because Mike McCarthy is like, okay, he does all this really well. Let me take my experience and let me see what the trend is right now with Schottenheimer and using motion and using stuff that the Dolphins use, using stuff that the Bills use, using stuff that the 49ers use, motion, zone beaters, man beaters. Let me use a lot of the stuff that's right now, and on top of that, calling the game situationally, let me use my experience since I won a Super Bowl to get the best out of my quarterback and make third down as easy as possible. Kellen Moore just calls plays.
All right, now hold on.
He calls plays. And look at the Chargers right now, like I said.
Yep.
They're going to put up a whole bunch of stats,
real quick, because we
a whole
got
bunch
to
of
do 2 more
numbers,
segments.
and they're going to miss the playoffs. Tell me when I'm telling lies. They're missing the playoffs.
Tell me
and
when
look
I'm
at the
telling
Cowboys
lies.
offense now,
They
and
sure
look
are.
at the Chargers offense right now. I said this was going to happen. I said
Kellen
it.
Moore's out of there.
That's why I feel better. I feel better about our chances. But I'm gonna stick to my point. I feel good about our chances, but this game upcoming, as well as the rest of this month against the Bills and the Dolphins, and especially the Detroit Lions, who are going to be a top 3 seed, another playoff team that I said before the season, tell me when I'm telling lies. I'm usually right on this show. Ask Jay.
Yeah. They won like 8-0 last year.
All right, now hold on. Now let's just cap it off with Ez and Kamal, and then afterwards we got to get to the 2 other segments. So you guys close the statements.
So
Go for it.
I like what you brought up about Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is the pinnacle. He represents exactly what the Cowboys is. He wants to be front and center. He wants to be when the media is asking him questions. He wants to be the GM, the president, the master chef. He wants to be everything in between. No, seriously. And
I'm agreeing with you.
And it's funny. Remember when he had Bill Parcells as the head coach?
Yes.
There was an incident. There was an incident when Bill Parcells was the head coach for the Cowboys, where Jerry Jones was on the sideline, and Bill Parcells looked at him. He said, "Get the expletive." He said, "Get the curse word up in the booth. You paid me to do a job. What are you doing on my sideline? Get off my sideline. You paid me as the head coach to do a job, so let me do my job. I don't need you bearing over my neck. Let me coach the team the way I see fit." Jerry Jones isn't like that. He needs
That's
the
why
power.
he got him out of there.
He needs the power, and he's the reason why the Cowboys are being held back. And you know, I feel like it's gonna continue until he relinquishes some of that power. He wants his hands in everything. He wants to seem like the genius of everything. You know, the reason why the Cowboys are putting up all these points is because of him. Like I said, the Cowboys in general, their franchise, they look like a diamond, but it's cubic zirconia. And going back to you keep calling the origin of America's team. Do you know the origin of why they were called American?
You guys had the first crack at your owner said he didn't want it. We're not America's team. We're Pittsburgh team.
In the 70s, for the people that don't know, the NFL was trying this new marketing track in the 70s. This new marketing tactic. He came to Art Rooney, the owner of the Steelers, said, "Hey, we want a team to be America's team, and we want a team to be America's team, and we want the Pittsburgh Steelers to be that team." Art Rooney looked at him, he smiled, he said, "We're not America's team. We're the Pittsburgh Steelers." And declined the offer. They went to the Cowboys owner, they accepted it, but that is a microcosm of the Cowboys in general. They want to be in the front of the media. They want all the media headlines. But it hasn't been conducive to actually winning. Jerry Jones wants to be in the spotlight, but it hasn't been conducive to actually winning. So I just wanted to make that point.
All right.
Real quick, to repeat that before we bring it home. He has taken a significant step back in terms of football decisions, and you see why. We drafted a Micah Parsons. We've drafted better, and we're about to win 12 wins for the third straight year for the first time in almost 30 years. You think that's because Jerry Jones is still making football decisions, or do you think that he's actually taking a step back? Like, so to go off of that point, bro, that's been the case before. You're right, absolutely. You're right. You're spot on. In recency, that has not been the case. I can tell you that as an informed Cowboy fan who follows the team, that hasn't been the case.
Okay, that was news to me.
I mean, you know, Jerry Jones definitely realized that he was playing too much of a role as trying to be more than just the owner of the team. And you saw that when he fired Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells, people will know, was a legendary coach already, had won chips with the Giants. You know, Bill Parcells was no nonsense. Like, he was real straightforward. And he got rid of him and then went and got a journeyman backup quarterback, Jason Garrett, and made him the head coach. And it was like, what?
We got Wade Phillips first.
Wade Phillips. And Wade Phillips was a great defensive coordinator. Yeah, he was a great defensive coordinator. Don't get me wrong.
He was friends with his dad. That's why he hired Wade Phillips.
Yeah.
And then he hired his dad's also Garrett because he was friends with his dad.
Right. So I said that to say, Jerry Jones. Now that when he went and got McCarthy, was like, all right, I need somebody that has some type of resume, and he went and did that. And I think he's doing the correct thing right now. And I actually want to see him win a Super Bowl before he passes, because I mean, everybody knows Jerry Jones he's nearing the end, like with the kind of stress he has to deal with on a daily basis. You know what I mean? And he's not in that massage parlor with Rob and Deshaun. So
he doesn't need that. Texas is big enough. He doesn't need that.
All right. So we're gonna move on to the next segment now. So we got to get into the baseball in a little bit, but let's stick with the NFL for right now. So we're gonna get into our predictions right now. So this is the way. For anybody that's not aware, this is how we do things. So we're gonna pick 2 1:00 games as you know, predictions of who's gonna be winner or loser. We're going to pick a 4 o'clock game, and then we're going to do the Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football. Okay. So right now, I'm looking at the 1 o'clock games, and woo, talk about putting lipstick on a pig. The best one that I can think of right now, let's go with the Jaguars at the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
So
is that bad? These games are that bad?
I'm telling you, this is lipstick on a pig right now that we're talking about. We got some really bad ones right
1 o'clock games are bad, man. 1 o'clock.
Who's home? Jaguars.
This is the Jaguars at Cleveland.
Jaguars at Cleveland. Cleveland's always difficult. It's cold up there right now, but they're with a backup quarterback. I believe in Trevor Lawrence, the prince of the NFL right now. I'm taking the Jags.
All right. How about you?
Well, I don't think Trevor Lawrence is playing because he got a high ankle sprain.
That's true.
I'm taking the Browns in a
You
low-scoring game.
think they're not gonna play Trevor Lawrence
He's
because
not
he has
playing.
a high ankle sprain?
He's out.
Is it like actually already on? He's on the injury report.
Yeah. It's on
High ankle sprain,
So
bro.
you didn't put that in there when you asked me this. Okay.
High ankle sprain. That ain't no joke. That's the worst kind. You know.
Yes, the worst kind. It's the worst kind.
I don't know if he's on IR, but he.
I don't know
He's
he's on
gonna-
IR,
he's
but I
gonna
don't think
miss
he's
at
gonna play.
Who's
He's
the
gonna
backup?
miss at least one
Doesn't
game.
matter. I got Browns. I got
That Browns defense is
is
disgusting. Yeah, let's go. I'm sorry. Yeah,
doesn't
and
matter.
at home, yeah.
I got
At the
Browns.
dog pound, yeah.
I didn't know Trevor Lawrence wasn't playing. Let's take that back.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going with the Browns. The Browns
All right.
defense is gonna. Myles Garrett should be definitely getting defensive player of the year.
I
Not running around.
honestly think with that scary Browns defense, whoever's backing up Trevor Lawrence they're probably going to go on IR because they're going to go to the third string quarterback. That's really scary.
Yeah, 'cause they're knocking quarterbacks out.
I don't wish that on the quarterback,
Yeah.
but I think I wouldn't put it out the possibility. But yeah, I think Cleveland being home and to me personally, the Browns have the scariest defense in all the NFL. I think that Jim Schwartz is an amazing elite defensive coordinator, and he's proving his worth right now. So and yeah, without Trevor Lawrence, I'm picking the Browns in this one.
Browns at home, yeah. Sorry, with two backups,
Browns.
the Browns might pull it 2000 Ravens and get Trent Dilfer to the Super Bowl. I don't know.
Oh, please don't mention that. Don't mention that clown Trent Dilfer in my presence. Oh, I can't.
You hate
Oh,
that?
I can't stand him.
Me too. I can't say
Oh, I hate that ugly bald head of his. So.
What's your take?
Savage. So you say,
I'm picking the Browns.
Okay.
I'm picking the Browns. I think that defense is just way too scary, and it's gonna be it's gonna be a baseball score. That's basically what's gonna go on.
Oh, yeah, I hate those. A 9-7 game.
Well,
or something.
it's perfectly why it's a 1 o'clock game. It's perfect. You know,
Yeah, it's a 1 o'clock game for a reason.
I'm on my third hangover by the time this game is over.
Right.
But another one that's another 1 o'clock game, which may be interesting, but not really. We got the Los Angeles Rams at the Baltimore Ravens.
Ooh, at the Baltimore Ravens?
At Baltimore,
Oh,
yeah.
come on now. Baltimore with playoff contentions in the air. I'm sorry.
Baltimore.
Lamar, bring it home.
Baltimore.
Lamar, bring it home.
Baltimore's nasty at home. Look what they did to Detroit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
Like,
they
yeah.
embarrassed them.
Baltimore.
Embarrassed.
We're
Detroit.
gonna run them up, and I like Baltimore for sure. And ever since they brought over what was the dude from the Roquan Smith? Oh
Yeah.
my God,
He's
They've been
unbelievable.
that defense
Unbelievable.
is looking like the Ravens defense that we're used to looking at.
Yeah. And John Harbaugh has actually been low key doing a fantastic job coaching this season.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. How about you?
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go with the Ravens.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but the Ravens
Pains you to
are.
say. Pains you to
I'll tell you,
say.
he's delusional.
So
as if it matters. As if if the Ravens lose, the Steelers are gonna get anything from it.
No, but it's the ops. I don't want them
I
to
100%
ever.
feel that.
Me?
He said it's the opposite.
Lamar's my favorite player in the NFL, so
And-
I'm rooting for the good story. Always.
So real quick, the thing about the Ravens and Lamar is they look so great 1 week, 3 weeks in a row, and then they just lay an egg.
Yeah.
You know, they're known for that. They look like the best team,
Yeah.
and then 1 week it's like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
But with that being said, I got the Ravens.
All right. Yeah. You go, Ravens.
I got the Ravens.
Yeah, I
They're
mean,
nasty. Like I said, I can't get out of my head what they did to the Lions.
Yeah.
Dismantle.
At their place, and the Lions are a top 3 team in the NFC, and they made them look like a JUCO team when they went up there. So yeah.
Shout out to
Give me
Book and
Baltimore.
Cool, but so I think it's
as
Ravens.
the kids say, that part.
Yeah.
So
That part.
now let's go to the 4 o'clock game. So we got some pretty interesting ones here, but let's start off with the Seattle Seahawks at the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh man.
Division game.
Game, 49ers.
I
Yeah.
want to go against what you guys are gonna pick, but it's so difficult. At the Niners, come on, we all know what we're picking here.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the Niners. Come on. At the Niners. With Shanahan, I am not gonna lie to you. Shanahan was one of those first coaches that I saw create an offense, and I'm like, oh, this looks very different. Like back when he was at RG3 and they started that what was that formation that they had started with RG3?
Not the Wildcat.
Not the Wildcat. No, it wasn't the Wildcat, but it was like a midway shotgun kind of thing.
Pistol.
Yeah, it was
Pistol formation.
The pistol.
Oh my gosh! Listen, Kyle Shanahan, what they do on offense, the way they turn the
Beautiful.
receivers into running backs and the running backs to receivers, I don't see nobody messing with
Well-
them. I think they're head and shoulders above the rest of the NFL.
Well, Ugo always alludes to them as the San Francisco Avengers because that's exactly what it's like. It's just that
Yep.
it's just that Brock Purdy is Peter Parker. That's exactly what it is. But you got Iron Man and you got Captain America, the Hulk. You know, George Kittle is like the Hulk or Iron Man. You know, so
I like that.
Debo Samuel is Captain America, the whole nine.
I like
and you
that.
got Bosa. Oh my God, you got that whole defense.
Bosa's the Hulk.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They just got Chase Young too.
Right. I don't even know how that's possible. Somebody
got
should have
Chase
stopped that. The same way they stopped Chris Paul from going to the Lakers in 2009, they should have stopped that. Somebody should have vetoed that. I don't know how they let that happen.
Savage.
How do you let Chase Young go there? How?
That's a savage, and tell me when I'm telling lies.
It's just like when Christian McCaffrey went there. I was like, how does this happen? How do you people keep giving up their best players to the best team in the NFL?
Right.
Why do we keep doing this?
All right, I think we're gonna go side with this. Well, actually, no. Niners.
So
It's a division game, so it can
I
get
was
tricky.
just about to say
But they're home.
It's a division game.
It's Thanos.
So all right. So it's a division game. They just came off an emotional beatdown. You know,
Against the
they're
Philadelphia
probably
Eagles.
they probably had the Eagles game circled. This could be a trap game. But with all that being said, I'm going Niners.
All right.
I wouldn't be surprised if Seattle won, but I'm going Niners.
Yeah, rivalries.
If the Thanksgiving Day game wasn't so lopsided, like if it went down to the wire, I actually would pick Seattle here to pull an upset. But they dismantled Seattle in Seattle.
Yeah.
And and plus Geno's not healthy, man. He balled out against us.
Yeah.
He balled out against the Cowboys.
He did. He balled out. He balled out.
He did. But Geno against that defense right now with the
And they're
Avengers,
healthy,
when they're
bro.
fully assembled,
They're healthy. That's what I'm
Avengers are fully
saying.
assembled, they don't lose.
Bro, they got 2 number 1 receivers, the top 3 tight end. Like, come on, man.
A top 2 running back.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
he's my favorite running back.
Top
personally.
3, maybe Trent Williams, best tackle in the league.
Yeah. Trent Williams still runs
Brock
a 4.5.
Brock
Like,
Purdy
Trent
is
Williams
Nick.
is the fastest
No,
line I've ever
Brock
seen.
Purdy's Nick Fury. Brock Purdy's Nick Fury.
And also got to give credit to Steve Wilkes, a guy who I cannot believe is not a head coach in this league. He's continued to show his worth, how much of a great defensive mind he is. I mean, they lost Robert.
He needs to be a coach.
Yes.
He needs to be a coach.
They lost Robert Saleh. They lost Robert Saleh when their defense was elite. They went to the Super Bowl,
right?
and then they replaced him with Steve Wilkes, and it's like they haven't fallen off the cliff
At all.
No.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. To go from Saleh to DeMeco Ryans to freaking Steve Wilkes, like, come on.
They're
So
doing-
yeah, but
they
nah,
know-
give me
they
that.
know what the heck
give
they're
me
doing
the
over there.
Avengers. Give me the Avengers. Give me the Avengers.
They don't even have Ufunga, and they're still playing well. Fred Warner,
There you go.
like,
Yep. Yeah. Sam Darnold's about to get his ring before the Jets. But anyway,
I forgot he's over there. That's crazy.
third stringer.
Hey, third string, I'm going to still get paid. I don't need that ring.
Yeah. All right, so another 4:00 game here. This is actually a little bit more interesting. We got the Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Swifties.
oh.
Who wants to go first?
Is Taylor Swift in this game, by the way?
Hey,
She'll be there.
that
She'll be
doesn't
there.
matter.
She'll be
It's
there.
Taylor Swift
She'll be
playing.
there.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I'm actually really disappointed in the Bills, man. I really enjoyed that rivalry where it was like Mahomes versus Allen, and but at the same time, Mahomes has not been Mahomes since he hasn't had a good receiver at all this year. Like, not that Juju was a true number 1, but like
Juju
they
got it done.
got rid of Juju, and it's just like, bro, we can't do anything. Patrick Mahomes throwing for 190 yards, 220. Like, yo, what's going on? Like, it's making me nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
What's going on?
Yeah,
What's
what's
going
going on? It's making me nervous. I low key. Who's home?
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
I want to take the
It is
upset.
not a Buffalo.
I'm taking the Bills because the Bills been getting their butt whooped. Stephon Diggs hasn't had a good game in a while. I think it's time for him to show out. This is gonna be prime time, I'm sure.
4:00 game.
I know it's a 4:00 game, but everybody's watching that game.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Niners and Seahawks, we all know what's gonna happen.
Right.
Everybody's watching that. game.
It's like a 4:00 game. They say when America's game of the week. That's basically what this
Yeah,
is.
right.
Not
It's
the
American-
425 game is the game of the week.
Okay,
is it
cool.
That's it.
405
Yeah,
or 425?
Listen,
It's 425, yeah.
I'll take the upset. I'm taking Josh Allen and the Bills to bounce back and gain some confidence and possibly win out the rest of the season. Maybe we'll know. Go 11-6, go to the playoffs. I need to see them get back because they've been my biggest disappointment of the year.
You know,
Right.
yeah, it's funny. You know what's funny? The Bills are coming off a devastating loss, which they should have won. Devastating loss. I also think that Mahomes, the offense doesn't without a they have Rasheed Rice, the rookie who's been the best receiver.
Yeah.
Tony hasn't panned out.
Nobody.
What's his name? Number 24, the receiver. The Sky Moore hasn't panned out.
Skylar Moore.
MVS has lost him a game.
It's bad, bro.
So,
It's bad.
And it's funny. This year, the Kansas City Chiefs have been winning games based off their defense.
They've been killing
Their
on
defense has been the top. But
and also give flowers to Isaiah Pacheco. He's been doing his thing this season.
Shout out to Pacheco, you know what I'm saying?
Jersey guy.
Pacheco, Pop is him. He brings the physicality that they haven't had.
And he looks like he's 175 pounds running into people out there. He looks frail. You can't tell me Pacheco don't look like a teenager out there.
I think that the Chiefs have been winning games based off their defense, but as of recent, their defense hasn't been playing as well as they have been playing. So I'm going Bills.
And
I got the Bills. They lost a heart-wrenching game. They're used to losing against Kansas City. I think this is going to fire them up, and I got the Bills.
Springboard them into the playoffs.
I got the Bills.
They get this W, this will really help their confidence.
Let me see. For me, I think that Taylor Swift is going to be at that game. I actually think that having the home advantage of Kansas City is going to be a huge step.
Always.
I'm going to choose Andy Reid over Sean McDermott any day of the week, especially with that nonsense that Sean McDermott was in the news reports earlier this week. And I don't know. I just think that the Bills are a mess right now. They already fired their offensive coordinator. Joe Brady is still trying to find his groove as an offensive coordinator. I don't think that Stephon Diggs is actually fully happy what's going on in Buffalo.
Can't be.
I don't know. I just think that there's a bad morale that's going on in the Buffalo locker room right now, and I think that's why they've been kind of like falling apart, but enough to stay above water. But I don't ultimately think it's going to lead to anywhere. And the Kansas City has nothing to worry about right now. They're pretty healthy. They got a great defense. They got a better coach. They got arguably the best quarterback in the league. You got people,
Arguably?
Well, because there's, you got Dak Prescott supporters
well,
over here
this
that
year,
want to say something else.
the way that he's playing this year.
Let's be real.
Yeah, well, I just had to Can I get a Chris Tucker, by the way?
Yeah, I'm happy to get you off like that. Just wait a second. It threw me over. You said possibly. I'm like, possibly? He's the greatest quarterback of all time. If you ask me.
Yeah, but after all of the things that I mentioned, I'm going to give it to the Swifties here. I'm going to give it to the Chiefs.
Swifties. What's your take?
Live from Michigan.
I'm gonna give it to the Swifties only because they're at home. I just like Mahomes.
That defense, I feel you.
They are. I said it. If the Chiefs fall to 5 losses, they can kiss the 1 seed goodbye. They pretty much have to. They have to basically run the gauntlet. But Mahomes is good enough to put that cape on.
Exactly.
The Chiefs, and really the Chiefs, aside from missing Juju, they're really missing Eric Bieniemy. Missing.
Talk about it.
Really
Talk
missing
about it.
Over there with the Commanders.
Over there with the Commanders. Yo, what a disaster.
Hey, man.
Yep.
Listen.
But give me the Chiefs because they're at home. That's the only reason. If this was in Buffalo, I'd take Buffalo and the points because the Chiefs right now, they're having a tough go at it scoring points. But I feel like at home they're gonna score. They're gonna score just enough points to pull it out.
All right, now we already kind of previewed this, so let's just get our predictions here real quick. And I know you've been waiting for this one. He's been waiting all week for a game of the week. The Philadelphia Eagles at Jerry's World with the Dallas Cowboys. Real quick, we already previewed the game, so let's just go real quick with our predictions.
I'll start with this one. So, division game, both teams need it. Eagles
this is Marvel versus DC right here.
Eagles coming off a tough loss. I'm going Eagles.
Okay.
Right. I think we haven't seen Dallas beat one of the top contenders all year. They just beat the Eagles just got humiliated at home against San Francisco, one of the top teams. Dallas is one of the top teams. I think they're going to come back with a vengeance, and I think they're going to put some pressure on Dak. I think they'll be able to run. I just and if you look at DeRon Bland's having an outstanding season, but he also does give up a lot of yards and takes a lot of gambles. He's just like Diggs, Trayvon Diggs when he was there. So I think AJ Brown's going to eat and have a big game.
All right, Ez?
I think it's going to be a blowout. I think Cowboys blowout.
Oh.
I think it's going to be like 40-17.
Ooh.
I think you guys are gonna destroy them.
You
I think
just
it's gonna
made
get
Eagles
bad.
Day right now.
I'm telling you, I think it's gonna be about 40-17. And you guys are gonna go, whoa, celebrate. And in about 5 weeks, you're going home. I'm sorry, man. I'm just being honest. That's what I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a blowout. Cowboys are gonna go crazy, shut them down at home. Eagles are gonna be humiliated, get humbled down a little bit. 2 losses in a row, and they're gonna go into the playoffs like really, really with that dog in them, and it's gonna get nasty.
Okay.
Well,
get nasty.
Hugo, you know where I stand on these kind of games. I mean, especially when it comes to big games, you're going to have the home team, you're going to have the away team, and then you have the Zebras that's going to try to do something to mess it up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I honestly, I hate to say it, but I think that, my pick here is the Cowboys. I'm going to pick the Cowboys, but I think that the reason that the Cowboys are going to win is because the Eagles are going to have an egregious penalty called against them that's going to cost them, and they're going to, I think it's going to be like revenge after what happened with the head of security guy or whatever. I just think that something is going to be called egregious against the Philadelphia Eagles that's going to allow the Cowboys to win this game at Jerry's World. I think that Jerry Jones's check is going to clear with the referees. So I'm gonna pick the Cowboys in this one. In all seriousness,
I also don't see the Eagles sweeping the Cowboys in the series.
No. Those two teams are so good.
Yeah.
It's an even split. Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah, I said coming in that we would split. I said that coming into the season. Mongo, shout out to Mongo, love you, dog. New episode with Mongo, myself, Jason, Enrique, and Dez next week at Bravery Studio. Sports Talk Live comes back, baby, to wrap up the year.
You go, boy.
Yeah. So, man, oh man, it's gonna be a split. This game's gonna look a lot like the Christmas Eve game last year.
I remember
when the Cowboys pulled out. Dak is gonna throw for a party. He's gonna have mimosas. He's gonna have a charcuterie board. He's gonna have Texas barbecue, cheesesteak bites, some cheesecake bites too. Like, bro, he's gonna light up that secondary.
I'm telling you, it's gonna get nasty.
Again, think about this. Our offensive line was trash. Can I get a couple trashes? Our offensive line was trash in Philly, and Dak still threw for almost 400 yards against that secondary. Yeah. So if the offensive line actually plays well, which I believe they will, he's gonna throw for a freaking party. Like there's no one on that team that can cover CeeDee Lamb one-on-one, and they know that. They know that.
Right,
they know that. They like Slay can't cover him. Bradbury can't cover him. Ricks can't cover him. Blankenship can't cover him. Donovan McNabb can't cover him. LaShawn McCoy can't cover him. Jeremiah Trotter can't cover him. Randall Cunningham can't cover him. Reggie White from the grave can't cover him. Nobody on the Philadelphia Eagles can cover Sedarian Lamb, CDYAC. Give me the Cowboys in a nail biter. I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be punching air like Cuba Gooding Jr. and Boys in the Hood. You know what I mean? but Dallas, they're gonna pull it out, and Dak is gonna further cement his MV Prescott, not the MVP. MV Prescott.
Dallas being. I mean, I hate the fact that
we gotta go to the orders.
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
it's okay, O'Shea. It's okay.
Hey, they don't have to prove they can be an elite team for me.
Savage. Yeah. All right. So we actually got 2 Monday night games, but I guess I'll just go with the local one. We'll go with the Packers at the New York Giants.
Wow, I'm so uninterested.
I know. But the other one is not as interesting either. It's the Titans at the Miami Dolphins. So.
Okay. Definitely. Yeah, Packers. Give me Jordan Love. Why not? I don't even know who's starting for the Giants right now. I forget his name.
Tommy Cutlets. Tommy Cutlets.
He's already doing better than Danny Dimes. I'll tell you that much. But I'm gonna take them, and I'm gonna take. Man, come on, the real MVP of the league, Tyreek Hill. When it comes to Miami, Tennessee.
I got the Packers. The Packers just dismantled a great Chiefs defense. Mm-hmm. Jordan Love's got it rolling. I'm taking the Packers.
Yeah. Packers for me. And if we have to choose the other game, Dolphins over the Titans. Yeah. Did we lose Ugo? Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
We'll bring you right back. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, but anyway, while we're waiting for him, I guess we could talk a little bit about the baseball season. The Yankees have acquired Juan Soto. I wish we could play the Evil Empire music right now. Da, 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 da. But I don't want to get flagged. But the Evil Empire is back, baby. And I know that Met fans are feeling salty. I know that Red Sox fans can't handle it. Get your peanuts. Get your tickets. It's a show in the Bronx once again. Yeah. Thank you. And well, first of all, are you guys Yankee fans?
I mean, I'm a Yankee fan.
I'm actually a Red Sox fan, so I might not make it out of here.
I mean, are you Dominican?
Yeah.
Set enough. Okay, that's
what it is. Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Big Papi ain't walking through that door anytime soon.
Listen, man. As a Dominican, we was like Team DR in 2004 when I was a kid. So that was that.
I can smell the mangou right now.
Exactly. That's literally what it is. So
the salami.
I'm a forever rock with them. I hate the fact the Yankees have no salary cap. Y'all can just buy whoever y'all want to buy. So of course you guys got them.
All right, but you know what? This is the type of move that Brian Cashman had to make. I feel like, especially because the entire thing about him with the analytics and so on and so forth has not been working out. Right. They were embarrassed this year, even though they had an 82-80 record. It just looked bad. I mean,
it was a horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I was watching the Oakland A's of Jace this season. You know, it was so bad, and with the injuries and then the analytics, and then I don't think that Boone is a manager, but you know what? A lot of people are saying fire Boone this, fire Boone that, but you know what? If they were to fire Boone, Cashman, who's still there, is just going to find another Aaron Boone 2.0, and it's going to be the same thing over and over. So for me, the real culprit here is Brian Cashman, and I feel like he had to make a move like this, and I think that Hal Steinbrenner was certainly in his ear, letting him know, like, listen, we let the fans down. You made yourself look like an ass in front of the reporters with that rant that you went on at the owners meeting. Yeah. I don't know what's going on, but I just think that they had to make this move, and I know that Juan Soto wanted to become a Yankee, and they made it happen. But with that being said, as happy as I am that they got a player of his caliber on this team, they're nowhere near a championship team because you got in the pitchers. You got.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, you go ahead. I'll let you.
Oh no. I was just gonna say. I think Juan Soto definitely puts the spotlight on the team that already has a spotlight on him. Right. The team that already every year has high expectations, but I don't think that their bullpen is adequate enough for them to make a true run. Especially last year, Judge was down most of the year. I think this helps them, but until they get their bullpen right, I don't think that they're gonna be a contender when it's all said and done. So if they can make a move there, or somebody else steps up to the plate and has an amazing season, I don't think that they have the pitchers, especially because they play 162 games.
Right,
it's a marathon. It's a marathon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think their bullpen is adequate enough in order for them to make an actual push towards a World Series.
Right. What about you, Ez?
I mean, I'm trying to figure out, how do you guys just keep signing the greatest? Like, how do you guys just keep doing it? It's like, nobody's going to veto this? Like, how does this keep happening? Like, don't you guys still have Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge?
We got Judge.
Yeah, bro. You guys got three of the.
We got Gleyber Torres still.
Right.
Yeah.
Torres is still there.
God, I'm all about him. So, yeah, like.
Are we on Juan Soto talk?
Yes, we are. The evil empire is back, baby. The evil empire is back. From one evil empire from the Dallas Cowboys to now the New York Yankees.
Yeah. Some technical difficulties. I think an Eagle fan kicked me off the chat. I was
Savage for that one.
Yeah, he's talking too much.
But your thoughts on this Juan Soto trade before we get into our clown and heroes of the week?
Much needed, man. And again, I said it on previous episodes. Marv's my witness.
Yes.
Jay's my witness.
Yes.
If this offseason did not start with Ohtani or Soto, I wasn't interested. That would let me know that we're not serious about being contenders again right now, man. And the fact they went out and got him is big. We're not done yet. We still got a lot of moves to make because right now we're barely a wild card team, even with Soto.
Yes,
we're barely a wild card team.
I agree.
Because we're barely a wild card.
I agree.
Because we're still heavily analytic,
Yeah. We're barely a third wild card team right now with Soto. That's facts.
Because
we got to add more.
Yeah.
I like Verdugo. Verdugo. I do like that move. He's a lefty, and I do love Soto, of course. But I got to see what we do with the pitching. I got to see how we continue to solidify the bullpen. I heard we're going after Jordan Hicks. I love that move.
I would love
that move to have him with Cole and not Cole with our closer now, who Jason loves so much.
Jeez, I forgot who you're talking about.
I can't think of his
name.
Right
Pirate. What the heck is his name?
I can't think of his name.
We know who he is. We know who he is.
Yeah.
Right?
I see his face. I can't think of his name.
we still got a lot of work to do, but this is a step in the right direction. I love that. I love that Brian Cashman is spicy again. I miss this
That's
guy.
what I just said. I just said that right now. But you know what? He still has a lot to do because right now the only person that I trust on the mound is Garrett Cole. That's it.
Facts.
And
We still got a lot of work to do.
And Hader needs to step it up.
Step in the right direction.
Hader needs to step it up too.
Yeah.
Bader. I'm sorry, not Hader. Bader.
Well, we put him on waivers. He's gone. He's not with us anymore.
Okay, well then,
Yeah.
Good riddance.
He was,
All right. Now,
he was with the Reds. He was with the Reds last year.
Right. So also our resident clam chowder eater here, Red Sox fan.
Listen, man, it is tradition. I can't help it, you know.
Yeah, lobster rolls coming out, baby.
Shout out to the whole Boston. Shout out to the whole Massachusetts.
You gonna go back to the Kai?
The cow. Pack the cow.
Watch out for the corpse over there. We'll be at war with the Chinese in 20 years. What we do in this country.
In this country.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, so we're up against the clock right now. So let's go into everybody's favorite segment. Marv, please cue the music.
Listen. Hey. I think I got something in mind.
So as we want to be fair to our guests, so we were going to start it off with you guys as clown of the week. So Ez, please take it away. Who is your clown of the week?
I think it's pretty easy. You know, we touched on this subject very early in the show. I think it's the Jets front office. We're bringing back Zach Wilson.
Savages. Keep them going, Mark.
Listen, let's have fun. Let's enjoy this 80 passing yards for the Sunday. You guys have fun. I'll catch you guys. You know, we'll keep talking about Aaron Rodgers' his Achilles and how he'll come back.
Ayahuasca and everything.
Yeah, ayahuasca. Yeah, let's just run them up. All right. That's my clowns of the week.
All right. You.
My clown of the week, Mitchell Trubisky. Mitchell Trubisky, clown of the week. He was
clown of the week, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, he's been talked about. You know, he said in the past that he respected not being the starter, but he wanted to be the starter, and you know he has a primetime opportunity against the Patriots. You know, he had a block punt, short field, no points. 4th and 2 in the red zone, no points. The one touchdown drive came off a pick. You know, another touchdown drive came off a pass interference where he snuck the ball in from the 1 yard line, and he did not do enough to win. You know, even the Steelers defense gave up 21 quick points, but the Patriots did not score the rest of the game. Mitchell Trubisky has opportunities, but he did not come through, and he's been the guy that we all thought he was.
He's the clown of the week.
And he's the clown of the week for me.
All right, Ugo, your clown of the week. The floor is yours.
Oh, this is so easy. The entire Philadelphia Eagle fan base.
Okay, I see what you did there.
Big bozo
there?
energy. We're gonna get the shirts going. Big bozo energy right there, bro.
Man.
Like, first and foremost, they have Dallas Week, which is a whole holiday when they play the Cowboys twice a year. Dallas Week. I can't make this up. I just found out about this recently. I didn't even know it was a thing. Like, they go to each other like at work, coming from work on the drive. Like when they meet up with friends, hey, happy Dallas Week. Happy Dallas Week. They do that. They really do that.
Wow, that's shady.
Yeah.
That's funny.
We'll see who has the last left.
So my clown of the week. So as I alluded to already, the Yankees are back in town as the evil empire. We got Juan Soto, but one thing I also noticed is that another great player that everybody's trying to acquire right now is Shohei Ohtani.
Yes.
So I actually heard that the Mets owner, Steve Cohen, who is the richest owner in all of sports, not just in baseball, but all of sports, actually took his private plane, to Japan, met with Ohtani, and then afterwards flew back. If you're the richest owner in the world and you could offer everything, basically, Aaron Judge's contract is just, loose change to you in your Ferrari, and you're not able to come back with a contract with Ohtani, that goes to show that not everybody wants to put on that trash Mets uniform. So you, Steve Cohen, without you being able to close a deal, spending all your hard-earned money on a jet and fuel and everything to try to sway Ohtani as a New York Met, and you still not able to get a contract, I'm sorry, that is very clownish right there, and this mask is for you. I'm so serious.
Okay, I feel that. I 100% understand.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and now, Chariots of Fire, please, Marv. Let's get into our hero of the week. And once again,
I like this.
we gotta start it off with our guest. We want to be fair, so Ez, please, who is your hero of the week?
I think the hero of the week is going to be Micah Parsons. I'm foreshadowing here. I think Micah is going to have a hell of a game, and he's going to have a lot to do with why the Dallas Cowboys end up destroying the Eagles. But at the end of the day, you know how this is going to go.
All right.
I'll see you in January. I think Micah for sure. I see a 2-3 sack game. I think he's going to go off.
Come on.
My hero of the week, man, is LeBron James.
Okay.
LeBron James is absolutely he is carrying the team on his back. You know, they're undefeated in this play-in tournament. They're going to the chip. He actually just broke the record for the quickest to 30 points in a game in Lakers history, which is saying a whole lot.
For Lakers history, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Between Johnson and Kobe and Shaq and all of them.
Wilt,
and Wilt and
that's what I'm saying. So
Jabbar.
if it was the Heat or the Cavs, that wouldn't be as impressive. But for the Lakers franchise, and him being about to turn 39 in a few weeks. And then also, you know, at this point in his career, you know, it was supposed to be Anthony Davis's team, but you know, every once in a while, Disney likes to show up when they play.
I think the Kamal deserves Don DeMarco for that one.
You never know when Disney's going to show up or not, but you can always stay steady on LeBron. He was 4 for 4 for threes, and he just lightened them up. So my hero of the week is LeBron James, and it doesn't even make sense what he's doing in year 21.
Right. All right. Hugo, live from Michigan. Who is your hero of the week?
Oh my goodness! It has to be Mike McCarthy, my head coach, because he just had his appendix removed.
That's true. I know what that feels like.
That's not fun.
My brother had his removed a couple years ago, and he was going through it.
Yeah, I know what it's like, bro. It's not fun.
And my brother's a G. My brother drove himself from work to the hospital to go get his appendix.
Me too. I did that too.
Y'all crazy.
Yeah, like straight Arnold Schwarzenegger 80s style.
Come on, do it now. Get the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper. But nah, it's definitely Mike McCarthy. Because he missed one practice. He came back on Monday, and the team played Many Men by 50 Cent when he walked into the
I like that.
Let's go to Chris Tucker.
If we don't beat the Eagles after doing that, bro, I give up. So yeah, Mike McCarthy, man, you're a real one for that, bro. I love you.
All right. And I don't mean to end this on an emotional note, but my hero of the week is actually always going to be a hero of mine forever. So one of the greatest sayings about Yankee fans is I forget exactly who said it, but they said, "I want to thank God for making me a Yankee." I think it was Mickey Mantle who said that, or Lou Gehrig. But I want to thank God for making me a Yankee, and I want to say my hero of the week is my father. Rest in peace to him, because I want to thank him for making me a Yankee fan. And if you guys can see right now, I'm wearing my Yankee jersey, and I'm wearing the last name under my father in honor of him right now. I'm gonna show you with the camera.
Yeah, I'm jacking it. I like that.
Pops,
yeah, man.
Pops, rest in peace. And I'm hope that I'm making you proud from up above right now.
For sure.
Yeah. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this episode of Yo BTV Sports. Thank you to our guests from the Free Gems.
Thank you.
Come on for coming through.
Thank you so
One
much.
One more time, fellas. Tell us where we can find you on social media and all the platforms for your podcast.
You can catch us on Instagram at the Free Gems Podcast. You can catch us on YouTube. You can catch us on Spotify, Apple Music under Free Gems Podcast. Give us a listen. We touch on a lot of different topics and a lot of different opinions or different views that you would not be able to think of. You might not think of in your own. So
yeah. So I just want to say special thank you guys once again, man. It was a lot of fun getting to talk sports. We don't get to talk enough sports on our show because we try, like I said, diversify. So to get 2 hours and just talk sports is super fun, man. Appreciate it. Follow us at the Free Gems Podcast. Both our Instagrams are also tagged under there. Tattoos by as TATTOOSBYEZ and Kamal Kendrick. KAMAKENDRICK. You can tell I can't spell too well.
And by the way, Ice Cube's album is coming out soon. Real quick.
Listen, I might look like gonna say Jackson. I get that too much. But listen, man, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Ugo, man. I see you out of Michigan, man.
It's all love, man. It's all love, brother.
Nah, man.
thank
We
you
should
guys
get
for
that
coming.
up, man. But we see you handling business out in East Lansing.
Yeah, and last but not least, let's not forget our hero here, Marv, for being able to engineer, for having us all together. He has created the Marvel universe, so none of us would be here without this man right here. So, big shout out to you. You can find Ugo. Ugo, plug your stuff real quick before we out of here.
Oh yeah, Ugo Boy 88 on everything. That's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Ugo Boy Podcast, baby. We got 2 channels. Ugo Boy Media on YouTube, as well as Ugo Boy 88. That's for the music. Captain Planet, my most recent video, closed in on 100,000 views on YouTube, baby. Yo, running it up. Shout out to all my followers, all my subscribers, and of course, Marv. Can I get a tip? If you don't like it, give me a Ric Flair. I need it.
Or don't like it, learn to love it because it is the best thing going today.
So much fun with you guys, man. Thank you so much, you
All
guys.
right, and ladies and gentlemen, you can find me at Jason and Ugo _ on all streaming platforms and social medias, Instagram, TikTok, Twix, whatever you want to call it. First Class Second Place is officially back. Thank you to everybody for giving me a lot of feedback on the solo episode. It was a lot of fun to do. More to come, and definitely got to have these guys on the show pretty soon because they were fortunate enough to. They really.
And again, you can catch me and Mr. Madrigal as well as Mongo and Dez next week. Sports Talk Live is back, baby. To wrap up 2023, baby.
All right.
And we get to see how well these predictions panned out.
Yeah.
My predictions have been a little bit of trash, but you know what? Okay, I gotta pick myself up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is gonna do it for this episode. I'm Jason Enrique. That's Ugo Boy. This is the Free Gems Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Live at Prairie View Studios. Shout out to Marv. We are out.
Hey guys.
Yeah. I ain't gonna say who's on the beat, cause you should know that by now. Check it. Hey yo, music's on my mind, like my 59, 50, I ain't lying. Check it. Yo, this ain't a fitted song, this a get